got goats like underneath the restaurant.
Definitely. I've ate there a couple of times, yeah.
Yeah, why do they have goats under the restaurant? Do you have any idea?
I've been trying to figure that out since I was in middle school because I went to East Ridge. So, of course, behind that tunnel is East Ridge. So, literally, I used to, come out of that tunnel and see the goats. And I would literally some days just sit there and watch it. I have no idea why.
I mean, it's the most random thing. I don't know if y'all have ever eaten there. First of all, it's a very good restaurant. They got good ribs, but they just got like a pen of goats right there under the restaurant. And it really
literally, it's like 12 goats just sitting there, sitting there.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Okay. You played quarterback. You mentioned East Ridge High School back then.
Mm-hmm.
When was the first time you said, did you play both ways? You play quarterback and DB, or was there a coach that came to you and said, hey, I think your shots in the pros going to be best at DB?
It was actually my idea to kind of transition. I played, both offense and defense my whole life. So of course, my first position, my first love was quarterback. And just going into high school, my first year I was backup, right? So I played a little receiver, but I started at safety. And then sophomore year, I started transitioning more back into quarterback. And honestly, once the offers started rolling in, like my first offer was at a D3 camp for quarterback. Then I had a couple more D1 offers, FCS. But I figured for me, the best way to achieve my goal going to the NFL was definitely defense. Because I only had 2 or 3 at quarterback, but then I had 7, 8 others at defense. So I figured defense would be the best route for me.
If we had a dollar bill for every football player that comes on and talks about how good they could have been in basketball, we'd be rich. You're one of those guys too, right? I mean, tell us how good you would have been in basketball if you just would have focused on one sport.
I don't think I would have been that great. I had a couple D2, D3 offers at basketball, but me personally, I didn't care for basketball. It was for me to stay in shape, have fun, and plus most of the crowd in Tennessee, they came for basketball games. They didn't come for a lot of football games. But I was an athletic guy. I wasn't really your best shooter or best offensive player. Listen, I got put in to guard their best player, shut him down, and I get a dunk here and there. That's about it.
You have the reputation, and this may be what Brown's about to ask. You have the reputation of being one hell of a trash talker. True or not true?
I am the best in the world.
Oh, wow.
The best in the world.
That's a bold statement there.
I talk because I'm able to back it up. So.
The Rock was pretty good, right?
How do you get to be a great trash talker? What's your secret? Do you study the players you're about to play just to have some things to say to them?
I used to back in college. Now it's more so just off the dome. I try to go in mellow head or whatever, but once they start talking first, then I know, it's time to turn it up.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live will share the latest interviews and videos from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and campuses all over the college landscape. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Live daily show. Jim, Lance, and Ryan will share their thoughts, and remember, you can always see the old shows on the Next Round Live YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, and don't forget to comment. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. It's Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
You've been wearing that thin, raggedy t-shirt for years now, and people cannot stop whispering and staring in your vicinity. We've all been there. Luckily, there's a solution to your lack of fashion and social cues. At NextRound.store, they have plenty of options when it comes to a variety of shirts and hats. Once you start putting that Next Round gear on, be prepared to make new lifelong friends and hundreds of unforgettable conversations. Hope you like random high fives in the street, because that's what you're getting after visiting nextround.store.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Maybe you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, or TikTok. While we're changing the game yet again, Tyler's Telegrams has been developed exclusively for you.
Hi, this is the lovable boy you know as Tyler the Intern. I'm a businessman now. I will come directly to your door and tell you every time a new piece of TNR content drops. For the low, low price of $740,000, you can be notified by me, one of the biggest stars of the Next Round, about that thing you missed. Sure, the rest of those social media services are free, but so is radio, and we all know how well that's trending.
Tyler's Telegrams is currently operating exclusively in Bibb County. Other social media platforms are available everywhere.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Four-peats, blowouts, some college football changes, all that coming up. Want to update you first off on Gary Owen. We chased him down finally yesterday. Coming up later in the show, our interview with Gary from yesterday. You'll see in the interview, we won't tell you why now, but you'll see in the interview coming up at 10:25 Central Time, around there, why we got things a little confused and why he didn't make it on the show live yesterday. He was in the middle of something when we caught up. You'll see that later on.
Yeah, I mean, he was out of the country, and Rocky came in and he's like, his manager's saying he's out of the country, but he's going to be in Alabama tomorrow, which didn't make a lot of sense. When you see it, it will make sense. He was out of the country. Very unique interview, at least his positioning. But 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow night. Final show Sunday night. I'm going to one of the shows tonight, 444-0008, stardome.com. I'm still amazed, Rocky, how many people don't know who Gary Owen is.
I think it's one of those things where you don't know the name, but when you see the face, like, oh, God, I've seen him in movies. I think he's one of those guys.
So like
Billy Gardell, people really don't know his name, but you see him like, oh, I know that guy. I've seen him in movies.
But Drew and his wife Jenny are going with us tonight, and Drew didn't know who he was. I was talking to our friend C. Stu. He doesn't know who he is.
Well, I think there are people that are comedy club people and people who have never really, grown up going to comedy clubs. If you're a comedy club person, I think you know.
Probably. Have you ever seen him live? Like,
yeah.
Okay, well, you're in the minority of what you're.
Oh, I know.
So his crowd is different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's another thing. But he is so good. Like, I've seen him live. That last special he taped at the Comedy Club was so good.
Stardome here in the Birmingham area all weekend long. For that, you'll hear him coming up at 10:25. Fuhrman with us on a lot of things. We got some different win totals out today for college football. He's with us at 10 Central. And in that 10 o'clock hour, we'll unveil our 40 and 40 team, brought to you by MyBookie. Our countdown's already up to 24. That means we just have 20, counting this show, 24 shows until SEC football media days.
That's crazy because, last year media days felt different, maybe because we went as an entire group, and it was, it went from Birmingham to Atlanta. It was a completely different location in Nashville. It seemed like that week was longer than a week with all the construction and everything. But that seems like it was yesterday.
It does. And that's the way life ends up working. We're so close to the start of football season. And life moves at you fast. Before we get into sports, this afternoon or early pre-prime time tonight is a historic day. Do you know who's doing their last show today? Has anybody else seen this?
Yes. I have seen it.
Sajak?
And I thought about it. I was like, do I want to tune in? I'm like, nah.
Pat Sajak, I'm sure there'll be clips of his final goodbye, but Pat Sajak, am I saying that right?
Yep.
Yes.
He's been doing Wheel of Fortune. This is the end of his 41st season of doing Wheel of Fortune. And I just looked at some coaches in my lifetime that were at their job longer than 41 years at one location. The only ones I found in a quick look today, Eddie Robinson, for 55 years at Grambling, broken up by World War II. He went and served.
I didn't realize that. That's pretty incredible.
55 years for Eddie Robinson at Grambling. Joe Paterno, I think, did 46 years at Penn State. And Jim Boeheim was at Syracuse from 1976 to just recently.
Yeah, so roughly 50 years, close to it.
Those were the three coaches to me that in my lifetime were at a place that seemed like forever, like they built the place. That's the way Pat Sajak was for this.
I was telling Jack actually last night about how we used to catch lightning bugs. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because we didn't have anything to do. I was like, literally we had 4 channels to watch. And, I go back to that. I remember how big of a deal Vanna White was. And like she was kind of, she was in the late 80s. Yeah. One of the it girls. Would you not agree? I remember
she was. Did she ever do Playboy? For those that don't know, no. Playboy used to be a magazine.
She did?
Magazines used to be these things that would be on newsstands.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure she did. But also, has she said anything? Did she want the host job since they, of course, gave it to Ryan Seacrest?
No, is Seacrest really doing it?
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Wait, how?
I don't know.
Does he go to one studio and he just knocks everything out in like 18 hours?
That's what I've heard. Seacrest is taking it over.
He only buys stuff. He's got a portion of it. If he
But it's also, I'm sure he's going to do we got to record 5 episodes in one day.
No,
I think that's the way they do it.
They do it. Yeah, they record like 3 months in like 2 weeks or something because there was a story, and we might have done it on Trash, where him and Vanna White walked across the street. They had some kind of technical problem, and they went and drank margaritas, and then they came back and they recorded all their. Here's the thing for Ryan Seacrest: are the ratings really going to go up with Ryan? Probably not. Why not just let her host it? Make the money off syndication.
But she's going to stay a little bit longer, right?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know because they're almost like a pair. Like I think they were hired around the same time, and also that's still got staying power. You can see Span is not a fan. Once you interrupt Wheel of Fortune, people still complain. So it's still highly viewed.
Holy heck! What do you think Vanna White is worth? All she does is turn letters. I mean, seriously.
Well, I think it's somewhere along the way. I think in her contracts, she negotiated a piece of the pie too.
Probably. In 2017, she listed her Beverly Hills home. This will just give you a precursor for $47.5 million. That was 8 years ago or 7 years ago. Her net worth as of a couple of months ago, $85 million.
$85 million.
That's good living, my friend.
Pretty good. So that's the end of an era tonight. Sajak, his final show, and then Ryan Seacrest, who either already owns it or owns part of it, is taking over. And do I remember this correctly? I have not read up on the history. For a moment, didn't the kicker for the San Diego Chargers somebody take over while Ryan Seacrest did a show?
No, you're talking about when Pat Sajak had like back surgery or something.
Oh, I thought he did a prime time, like he was taking over for the Tonight Show or something.
No, I think Pat Sajak had some kind of surgery, and I do think the kicker for the Chargers came in, the then San Diego Chargers.
Yeah, and he was the guy in charge of what he does. Crazy.
I mean, I hate to say this, but that is, as far as game show hosts go, that might be one of the easiest game shows to host.
Yeah.
Give me a letter.
Bankrupt.
Nope.
What?
Spin again.
Nope. Yeah, spin again.
RSTLNE.
Yeah. Oh, 3 S's. 3 S's. Good call.
Okay, here are the Wheel of Fortune hosts. It was originally hosted by Chuck Woolery.
Oh, I did not know that.
He left in 1981, and that's when he was replaced by Pat Sajak.
Now, is it true that Sajak, in my head, was a local weather guy? Or was that David Letterman?
Rolf Bernski.
Letterman was a weather guy. I don't know about Sajak.
Yeah, Rolf Bernski or whatever his name was.
Was the kicker.
Yeah, that was the kicker. He actually did host it for a little bit.
Yeah, Lunsford throws that in the chat for those of you watching on YouTube and other platforms. They're jumping to the chat with us. And then Sajak since 1981?
Yeah, so as of May of 2019, they had aired over 7,000 episodes. I don't know what that number is now.
Yeah.
It's massive.
Yeah. So end of an era tonight. I don't know about you guys. I don't like when things change. I never watched The Wheel of Fortune, but it's always good to know it's there. You know what I mean? If I'm flipping by, it's always good to know Pat's on duty. He's on that wall spinning that wheel for us.
Also losing Alex Trebek in Jeopardy. Like that was big. Was that 2-3 years ago?
Yeah,
those two, Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune.
Not to take anything away from Sajak, he might have as much or more money than Alex Trebek did when he died, but Trebek seemed like there was something credible about him.
Yeah, I assume he wasn't as smart as he seemed because the answers were on those index cards.
I think he admitted that.
Oh,
it's a Toulouse de Pafuta.
Yeah, but he sold it well.
He did. He was a good actor. Those two would definitely, Sajak and
Alex Trebek.
Trebek would be Mount Rushmore. Later on, give me the other two that would take the
fill
out Mount
Rushmore. Who do you think
Rushmore.
actually had the bigger net worth? I'm going to say it's Pat Sajak.
I'm going to say it's Sajak. Yeah, absolutely.
Keep talking. I'm going to find it for you.
Okay, I would say Troy says you got to throw Bob Barker in there from back in the day with Price is Right. That would be 3, and then you figure out the fourth one later on. Forster does an early Richard Dawson vote, showing me that Forster is
He's kissing Vanna White in the statue.
Is an
this
old
is crazy.
Soul.
Both $75 million. So Vanna White's got more than Pat Sajak. Of course, she was probably the bigger draw.
She got a lot more than those two guys did. All right. That's a little non-sports to start you off here. Woodhouse bringing you part of the show, and we'll jump into the big headlines. One headline is going to involve someone comparing their team to Saban and the Crimson Tide. Tell us about Woodhouse.
How about this? Maybe you got a guy's golf trip, beach trip coming up at the end of the summer. You haven't told the wife or girlfriend about it yet. How about this? Way to soften the blow there, a gift card from our friends at Woodhouse. The gift of luxury, you can choose from a menu of over 70 options, including massages, body treatment, skincare, waxing, nail services. Woodhouse Day Spa, voted America's best day spa since 2009. You can order that special person gift online 24/7. Go to birmingham.woodhousespas.com. That's birmingham.woodhousespas.com. Buy them 24/7 online or stop in, see Stuart and that incredible staff. Tell them the next round sent you. They're located conveniently at the Summit Shopping Center.
Game 1 of the NBA Finals and Dan Hurley update reaction coming up in just a second in the opening segment. But first off, the Women's College World Series last night, Kenzie Hansen is the longtime catcher for the Oklahoma Sooners, and she wrapped up her career last night. And after they won their 4th straight title, she tweets this out. Kenzie's the catcher. Everyone hated Tom Brady and the Patriots, Michael Jordan and the Bulls, Saban and the Tide, and now Patty Gasso and the Sooners.
Nobody's watching, Kenzie. So,
but 4 straight titles, 8 for Gasso. That senior class that came in,
it's incredible,
did not win a national championship. LT, they were 235-15 as a senior class,
and I still don't know how they actually won this championship with the way Florida played them.
That's right. Florida hit 7 home runs in 11 innings, and they only gave up 21 in 61 games.
Yeah, I mean, but, what can you say? That's something, I don't know. There's not another sport that can be done in, is there? A four-peat?
Well, I mean, basketball did it for a while with John Wooden.
Yeah, but right? I'm talking about in today's current environment, there is... I would be hard-pressed to say there's another sport. Now, we're looking at UConn going for 3 straight. We're looking at the Chiefs going for 3 straight.
But they got to win it again. I don't think either one of us think they will three-peat, and then they would have to do it again. It is top-heavy, and then I would love to get Forster's thought because he is softball dad. And this is in my timeline a lot last night when I said congratulations to Oklahoma. Please don't retire Patty Gasso. I want to see you run through the SEC one year as the greatest softball coach of all time. Does it matter that they play the games in Oklahoma City, in your opinion, or are they just that good?
They are that good, but there's no way that's not a pretty distinct home field advantage. I mean, if you look at the crowd shots, it's nothing but Sooner fans.
12,300 fans last night in now decked stadium there, and I would say 11,000 plus are Oklahoma fans.
Yeah, look, I don't think UConn under Gino ever won 4 consecutive, but to me that just seems like more of a dynasty than Oklahoma softball. I know it's probably not, but maybe that's because it's more mainstream or higher profile than women's softball.
Daniel and Lunsford making the point that Man City just did the 4-peat in the Premier League.
Did not realize that.
Yeah, I did know Man City won, but they're about to get those taken away, I think, because they've been manipulating their tax numbers and salary numbers and things like that. Surely UConn won 4 straight. Back in our radio days, you used to tell me you could predict the women's bracket better than you could the men's bracket.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they won 4 straight, though. I think they would win 4 of 5. Pat Summitt would sneak one in there every now and then.
Yeah. It seems like they won. It seems like they almost went 4 years without losing a game, it felt like.
Well, I'll tell you
right now.
Let's
check on that for me real quick. On the UConn, it was 4 straight. How many in a row did they win? Just 4?
They won 4 straight, 2012 to 16.
Yeah, 2012 to 16. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Doesn't that seem like a bigger dynasty? I mean, he's got 11 championships. Gino does.
It does, but I think the same problem is happening is until, well, I would say in women's basketball when UConn did it, it had gone from La Tech to Tennessee, UConn. Now it's more spread out talent-wise. But back in the day, UCLA won a lot. They won 3-peat.
Yeah, but outside of Wooden, I don't know. So REMO won 3 straight, then he won 2 straight, then he won 4 straight.
Yeah, that's just.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, pretty dominant there. So congratulations to Oklahoma and Texas last night in the women's softball. Both those teams coming into the SEC next year, and the dynasty continues there with that first ever 4-peat in women's softball. To the NBA, after LT tells us about our friends at Odie's. By the way, Rockstar last weekend played at Odie's. Later in the show, we have the Floribama Lounge. Rockstar has got a guest coming in. Robbie is coming in?
Robbie is coming in. He is the singer for Black Jacket doing
Prince's Purple Rain, and they're in Pell City tonight, and he's from Atlanta, and we talked, and I was like, is there any way you want to come here a little earlier, wake up super early and get here before sound check? And he's like, I'll do it for you, brother. I was like,
You know what's interesting?
yeah.
This is weird, but it's Prince's birthday, or would have been Prince's birthday today. Today.
And they're playing Purple Rain tonight in Pell City. Is that sold out, or can people?
That I don't know. I'm sure there's still. It's on the lake, so it's one of those things. I'm thinking it's a big venue. I'm sure.
Okay. So it's on the lake in Pell City. Okay.
So when I was doing 4 Downs earlier, I came across that. But in my car, I thought it was weird when I was trying to get out when Doves Cry started playing. But I looked. It was like actually my playlist had gone to the car. So we've got him coming in. It's his birthday. Purple Rain tonight, and When Doves Cry came on my phone today. I swear, can't make it
Prince
up.
William better watch out.
You need to rent yourself a little red Corvette today.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Get some PC.
This kid, though, I saw him one time. I think it was when y'all did the celebration or whatever, right?
Yeah, we did Odie's Fest.
Yeah. He's small.
Yeah.
But
he can belt.
Well, Prince was small, too.
Oh, yeah.
Robbie is an entertainer. That it is a show, so.
Okay, you just said Robbie. It's Robbie.
I said Robbie.
Yeah.
Robbie.
Okay. Robbie. Tell us about Odie's, though, where you get live music all the time.
Yeah, Rockstar actually played last Friday. I heard there was a guy in there that was like, you can't be a professional musician if you're wearing shorts.
Yeah, he said one of us had shorts on, and he's like, look, I'm a musician, man, and like I don't mean to judge, but you guys are great, but all 4 of you can't wear hats, and all 4 of you all had a hat on, and your guitarist had shorts on, never play in shorts. And I was like, thank you, man. Do you know we're in Homewood?
I'm going to say he was by himself.
Yeah, he was. But he was just like, no, I'm not trying to be critical. But one of you guys should not be wearing shorts.
2 locations. That one right there, the newest in Edgewood, the corner of Oxmoor and Broadway. The original location in Crestline. Enjoy great food. Rodney Davis been doing it for about 34 years now. Award-winning wings, delicious burgers, great sandwiches, including the Diablo sandwich, ice-cold beer buckets all weekend long. Stop in, see Will Haver and that great staff. 2 locations, the original in Crestline, now Edgewood. It's Odie's Tavern.
Zach says, Bat Dance, amazing by Prince. Jay says, also LT, go put on a raspberry beret. I like that song, too.
If you give me a raspberry beret, I'll put it on right now.
I go to my car?
Yeah. I don't know.
Of all of our 12 employees up here, most likely to have a raspberry beret, who would it be?
Oh, EG.
EG?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. To go with some blue blazer that she wore at the country club? Absolutely. EG back today of all new after, it would be about 12:30 this afternoon, an all new Pennant Grace from Ush and EG, talking about the Braves who came back and won last night. They were down 2-0. They rallied to get the win last night. Great opportunity for them to get hot as they play the Nationals.
Yeah, Lunsford just asked a silly question, Prince or Matthew Stafford? I mean, Prince ain't got a Super Bowl ring.
He could ball, though.
I bet you guys are interested to see who I put up against Prince today, though.
Prince versus somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it's going to be difficult.
Derek Dickerson.
ED. Easy.
If it's not Prince or Cooper Kupp or Prince or Nick Saban, that'll be an upset.
Prince Wembley.
Prince Wembley or Prince? Prince Charles?
Last time I saw Prince, I think he was working the door at Cafe Forenza 30 years ago.
Pour one out on Highway 280 right there. Last night, let's go Dan Hurley first. In L.A. today. You fly all the way from Yukon to Los Angeles to talk to Rob Pelinka and Jenny Buss, the GM and the owner.
Don't you love how the Lakers do it, though? Like, they don't... When Greg Byrne hired Kalen DeBoer, where was he, in a hotel room in Seattle?
He went to Washington.
The Lakers are like, your ass is coming out to see me.
I mean, there may be a chance that Dan Hurley wanted to go there.
There could have been. Like, his wife's like, I'm going to go shop.
The Lakers may have already come and talked to him at his place. I want to go, see the place, talk to you guys about, get on a whiteboard, how much control am I going to have? Do we have to draft Bronny? Is there a chance we can move LeBron on, get some parts, and let's start the rebuild now? That'd be the stuff I'd be more interested if I was Dan Hurley. If I went out there today and they said, okay, here's the deal. If we're thinking about, letting LeBron move on. He's got until June 29th to decide whether he wants to take up the option in his contract.
Yeah, and remember that option is $53 million?
I think it's $51.9 million. June 29th, he has to let the Lakers know. We're going to encourage him to move on by telling him we're not going to draft Bronny. We're going to start the rebuild right now. That would excite me more if I was Dan Hurley.
Yeah, look, if I'm a Lakers fan, that would excite me if Dan Hurley went in and said, look, I respect LeBron. He's one of the best to ever do this. But if you want me to take this job, I am not drafting his son because I am building for the future. If you want to win championships, drafting Bronny James to sell some tickets and to have this novelty where he gets to play with his dad, that ain't where I want to be.
And there's another. And then if Rob Pelinka says, "Well, you're not drafting anybody. I'm the GM. I do the drafting." That's when Dan Hurley says, "Well, then I'm out as well."
Yeah, look, Rob, I respect what you've been able to do, and you've put a lot of people's contracts together. You got this GM job basically because of LeBron James. I am going to be the guy that really is going to call the shots. I want control. You see how it's worked in stores. I think we can make this work in Los Angeles, and I'm going to bring championships back.
It's going to be, in my opinion, if Dan Hurley takes this job, it's going to be very Belichick Patriot-esque.
It should be. And as a Lakers fan, Hurley's a tough guy to like unless he's your guy. So I think he's going to be that good. So I'd love to see Hurley take this job, but I'm with you. I'd like to see a rebuild.
Yeah.
Bringing LeBron back, as good as he is, and he's still one of the top 10, 15 players in the league, I just don't think you're going to win, a championship in the next year or two. I think LeBron's championships are over.
Everybody was talking last night. We should know something within 72 hours. So this knocks it down to 48 hours. So by the time we're on the show Monday, we should know if Dan Hurley, two-time defending national champs at UConn, if he's still the coach there or if he is in Los Angeles. Meanwhile, the NBA Finals will do Game 2 on Sunday, where already the Celtics are a... Let's see.
It's got to be
7.5 point favorite on Sunday. They dominated last night, and that's about as bad as the Mavericks looked since, I don't know, losing Game 1 of the second series or Game 1 in the first series of the playoffs. The Mavericks are in a pretty common position this playoff run. They've lost the Game 1 a lot.
Well, for the Western and Eastern Conference Finals, you had a long layoff. 2 days longer for the Celtics. They were not rusty at all. They had that 23-5 run over the final 6 minutes of the first quarter, really took control of the game. And the story here is Chris Porzingis coming back, playing 20 minutes off the bench, 21 minutes, getting 20 points, 3 blocks. He's always been a rim protector. He does, when he broke into the league, people thought he was going to be, Victor Wembanyama back in the day. And injuries have kind of curtailed that a little bit. But, man, his presence last night was felt. And Boston's just got so many things they can throw at you. Jaylen Brown has been so good this postseason. Jason Tatum didn't really have to do a lot last night. And you look at Luka, he had 30 and 10, only had 1 assist. Kyrie Irving was awful last night. There's something mentally going on with Kyrie going against his former team. He has lost his last 11 games against the Boston Celtics. By the way, the earring he wore in postgame, I don't know if you saw it. Like, I would tell Maddie, I'd be like, that's too gaudy. You can't wear that.
You tell Maddie that.
Yeah, it looks like a chandelier. It's one feather, and it kind of, Kyrie's a little crazy, though.
Yeah, well, like you just said, Kyrie, his last 11 meetings against the Celtics, 0-11.
Yeah, I still think Dallas will bounce back in this series. We had the Celtics -6.5, easy winner for you. Atlanta's like 5-1 last night. But I do think Dallas is going to make this a series. I said before, I think Boston wins in 7, maybe 6 now, maybe 7. I think it's going to be a good series, though.
Yeah, betting favorite on number of games, you can always bet these props. Number of games this series would go. Betting favorite 7-2 odds was a 6-game series. Celtics winning 4-2. Next game is Sunday, still in Boston. They're up 1-0, Boston over Dallas. A lot to get to. Some major college football moves, both in recruiting and legislation from the NCAA. We'll get that coming up in the next segment. Dr. B bringing you that part of the show right there as Dan Hurley takes what's left of his hair likely and moves all the way out to L.A. or stays at UConn. Dr. B can get his hair looking as good as that Los Angeles sunshine.
Yeah, hey, call out Dr. B. If you're starting to thin out, be proactive here. I did it a couple of years ago. Since I went to see Dr. Beckenstein, my hair has more than doubled in thickness. Make the phone call today. Schedule that consultation, 205-319-0316. Dr. B also offering that Sensus Transdermal Infuser. This enables Dr. B to get various medicines and therapies into the scalp where the hair follicles are without using any injections. This is revolutionary as Dr. B can pinpoint delivery of a patient's genetically specific products without any needles. Again, I do the 3 non-invasive treatments, 30 minutes each time on the couch per week. That's all all I'm doing, my hair is more than doubled in thickness. Brown is now doing that treatment as well. If you know somebody thinning or if it's you thinning, get in front of this right now. 205-319-0316 or t3hair.net.
Adam over in the Super Chat giving us a compliment about the show. We appreciate that so much, Adam. Thanks for being with us again today. And always jump into the chat anytime you guys want to with the Super Chat. And also, Rod asked the question, does Alabama basketball have any room on their roster if Hurley leaves UConn to raid the UConn roster? I don't think Alabama or Auburn, either one, has any. But there are some SEC teams that do have room on their roster. Arkansas, Kentucky, two of the bigger players that would have room for some UConn players should Hurley leave if they want to raid that roster. That is something to keep an eye on should Hurley take this Lakers job. All right, that's our first segment. When we come back, college football right next on the next round, being brought to you by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studio. This is TNR.
Everything Alabama, all the time. Subscribe and set alerts at Roll Tide Pods on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
It's time to pull the trigger on the Next Round merch that you've been eyeing. We know there's a lot to choose from at nextround.store, so here's a few of our favorite picks. If you want to match LT and Brown, go with the TNR logo hoodie and throw in one of Dunaway's favorite hats. Any of them will do. The Backroom's go-to is the classic logo t-shirt, while my personal favorite is the light blue TNR crew neck. All of these items can be found at nextround.store and are EG approved. Rest assured, your order will be packed with lots of love from us here at the Next Round. Head over to nextround.store to start filling up your cart.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
If renting is putting a dent in your bank account, here's your sign from the universe that it's time to buy a new home. And who better to help you through the ins and outs of home buying than our friends at Mortgage Right. With Mortgage Right, you don't have to worry about becoming a short notice mortgage expert because they do all the heavy lifting for you. They're trusted mortgage professionals and they'll help you choose the right mortgage option and stand by your side every step of the way. Visit mortgageright.com/TNR to buy before renting runs you dry. That's mortgageright.com/TNR. NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
Want more of the show? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast, The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and the entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
Ush, who's part of the Pennant Grace, writes in and says Sajak was on WSMV in Nashville, Tennessee. He was a local guy there. I think my mind plays tricks on me sometimes now, but I think back in my NBC 13 days in Birmingham, Mike Royer went out and made it through a little bit of the process to be the Wheel of Fortune fill-in guy when Sajak was out.
Wow.
And I think Tim Brando did too. I think he was one of the finalists.
So did they, I mean, that would make sense. They invited a lot of news guys that were on NBC affiliates.
I don't know if it had to do with the NBC affiliate, but Brando was, I think, at ESPN at the time.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the other, like, outside of mainstream names.
They may have just sent out, hey, if anyone's interested in trying out, it was like a roll call thing. Recruiting yesterday in college football, we'll go Auburn first. The Tigers get a 4-star cornerback, Donovan Starr, picks Auburn over a handful. Brentwood, Tennessee. Picks Auburn over Missouri, Clemson, and the Tennessee Volunteers. Said Auburn felt like home for him. You know, Brentwood has always been pretty good at football there, but that Nashville area continues to grow with prospects. And that's something we think should help Tennessee down the road some days, but you get a lot of the other schools in the SEC going up and raiding the Nashville metro area now.
Yeah, look, and those are big programs that Auburn was able to get Starr from. You know, when I was in Nashville, when we were up there, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, whenever it was, I was just thinking to myself, with all of the different cranes and the buildings that continue to go up, are they trying to become a top 10 market?
I don't know if you try to become a top 10 market. I don't know. Look at the TV markets,
but
Lunsford.
They're getting there.
Yeah, I mean, top 10, that includes Atlanta. It includes Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, New York, Chicago, L.A. I think Detroit's in there. I think Philly's in there. Nashville to me is somewhere around 23, if I'm guessing in my head. Lunsford will look that up there.
Yeah, but back
26.
26 for Nashville. That's a long way to go to get in the top 10.
No, but I was going to say when Pat Sajak was doing local in 1981, it probably wasn't even a top 50 market.
Yeah, close. I think it was at one point in my career, I think it was in the 30s. But remember, it's not just the city limits. Like Birmingham was always around. I think the lowest we ever got was 39, and I think it's somewhere around 48 to 51 right now.
But we include Tuscaloosa, right?
Yeah, you include the metro area.
And that's Franklin, 46. That's Nolensville. Yeah. I don't know, probably doesn't go to Murfreesboro, but...
What are we, 46?
46.
46. So that's why we're important in television ratings, because we're a top 50 market.
Yeah.
Yeah, top 50 markets is the ones that they use in ratings. One more recruiting thing. Yesterday, Georgia, for 2026, got this guy. His name is Derek Cooper. And unfortunate timing or wording on the headline on his recruitment. He picks Georgia, and the headline reads, Georgia picks up another speedster. Now, if you know what's going on at Georgia the last few years, but this guy is a burner. He has a Olympic-like speed. And he's a part of the 2026 recruiting class from Hollywood, Florida. Picks Georgia over Florida State, Alabama, and Miami.
He's already wearing the shield. He's already envisioning where he's going to be. If I'm Kirby, I don't let that go out. That is Kirby in 10 years.
Well, I mean, the face looks bad, but the body, I mean, obviously it's a caricature.
You think that's all he looked at? He was like, damn, I look slim.
Yeah, I look slim,
Pickleball
muscular.
was paying off, but the face, he does look 10 years older, doesn't he?
He really does. It's like they took Nick Saban's face and tried to make it on Kirby Smart's body is what they tried to do.
I'm still amazed that people are talking about Kirby catching Nick Saban.
With national championships?
Yeah,
he only needs 5 more.
Yeah, it's just no way.
Jeff says Kirby's the GOAT over there right now. All right, and one other, before LT tells us about Lanya's Furniture. 5-star commitment quarterback Matt Zollers is going to Missouri, but he's got this for one more year in high school. He receives a free Dodge Challenger. He's a Missouri quarterback commit, but he has an NIL deal, and he's going to get that Dodge Challenger. Westwood Home Services taking care of him. Zollers will make commercials and appearances and social media posts in the collaboration that gets him that.
That's not loud at all. He was one of the kids. I saw him poolside. And, you know, you saw a couple of these quarterbacks that have yet to put on weight. Now, Underwood was not one of those guys. Again, he was legit 220, looked like a college linebacker. But this was one of those kids you're like, he looks like he's 16 years old, which maybe he is. And he's got to put some weight on. But they say his skill set is incredible.
Okay, now here's the problem with high school NIL deals. Now, this is coming from someone else. But he's verbally committed to play with Missouri. It's not National Signing Day yet. He's getting all these perks and whistles and all of this now in UCAR. Do you think the 5-star quarterback, number 2 overall quarterback, eventually does sign with Missouri?
Just because he's in state, yeah.
Okay.
I do.
You think he will actually sign with Missouri? keep an eye on that one. Tell us about Lanyas Furniture.
Hey, Lanyas got some big-time deals going on right now. Our friends at Lanyas Furniture believe in getting more style for less. Lanyas offers a great selection of furniture for your living room, bedroom, dining room, home, office, entertainment, even new mattresses. Lanyas can help with your home design, decorating. They've got a 3-week event coming up right now. Store-wide savings driven by hot buys with price and products to play on their summer theme. You can transfer your home into a beautiful escape with new furniture and decor pieces, from vibrant outdoor furniture to breezy home accents. Lanyas has everything you need to create your own sunshine sanctuary. Bring the sun inside with Lanyas Furniture. Save up to 10% off store-wide or special financing, plus tons of hot buys throughout the store. Also, get up to $300 in Lanyas sleep credits with select mattress purchases, or special financing is available. From Birmingham, take that exit 280 off of I-65. It's the Hallmark Farms exit. Go south on U.S. Highway 31, 1.3 miles. Lanyas will be right there on your right. Call Reggie, John, all the guys there, 205-647-4311. That's 205-647-4311, and tell them the Next Round sent you.
All right. If you will allow me a second to be the old guy who's going to remember when things in college football were not this way, I'll start first in Columbus, Ohio. Columbus, Ohio. How many practices did you see in 17 years of Nick Saban at Alabama?
Personally, I saw clips. I never saw one.
0. Yeah. I didn't go to, I had viewing periods where the media could go in there for 15 minutes, but then I left out. I know the Red Elephant Club, some, Tide Pride people, there are access. You get to see a scrimmage here or there and that kind of stuff. Ohio State is selling tickets to their first 4 practices this year, August 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. $50 a ticket, limited to 750 fans for those 4 practices. $750 for each practice, $50 a head. Eventually, what will that be? $750. It'll be 3,000 tickets.
Yeah, so quick math, 30,000 a practice. How many practices?
4 practices.
Yeah, so you're making over $100K. That will get you a kicker. I mean, this is really what it's all about. I mean, they have the number 1 operating budget in college football. The only reason they're doing this is to drive a little change for the NIL.
A little extra money in there, but the first 4 practices are going to be open at Ohio State. Now, the first 2 are you're just in helmets and T-shirts and shorts. And then the next 2, you're just doing basic drills.
Well, and you've got you've got 100-plus players running around out there. Yeah. So, outside of you just want something to do, I guess they'll probably be serving concessions, and you can sit out there with a cold beer. And
you get commemorative sunglasses.
Oh, wow.
Which I'm sure look ugly. And then there would be a chance in a little fan fest like that. So that's crazy. $50 if you're a fan and want to go to that. I'll ask you this. They play Akron at home and some other crappy teams. Everybody's got a crappy game or 2 on the schedule.
Yeah.
You could easily get a ticket to see a game for less than $50.
Yeah. Again, I think this is going to be more maybe corporate outings, like, Double Down here, if we wanted to take all 12 employees to see a Ohio State practice, maybe it's just a work retreat or whatever. I would have zero desire to pay $50 to go see this team practice.
One more thing that didn't bother me yesterday, but it's a changing times. The bowl season, the full schedule, was announced yesterday, and Army-Navy on that day will keep its traditional 2 o'clock kick time on CBS. Before that, there's not a standalone game anymore. Before that, on ABC, the Celebration Bowl, the 2 teams playing for the HBCU National Championship. And then after that, after Army-Navy, in prime time on ESPN at 8 o'clock, the Camellia Bowl will be played. That's the one down in Montgomery? That's the one in Montgomery. So Montgomery, Alabama, prime time after Army-Navy. Do you like having the bowl season starting on Army-Navy game? Because remember, we got a whole round of playoffs to get in before Christmas.
I mean, sure. What does it matter?
I think it'll be, if you're the Camellia Bowl folks down in Montgomery, that absolutely is a great time slot.
It's a great lead-in. And, going back to Army-Navy, we've kind of started the tradition here on the Next Round where we go to Floribama to watch that. But Army-Navy is that It's always been a standalone game. I wonder if they care, if
Yeah.
it takes anything away from that. I don't necessarily think it does.
Yeah, I guess they will not be eligible to play in the Camellia Bowl. Can't play a doubleheader. But that's a great lead in. Being in prime time in the Montgomery Bowl on the Army-Navy Day, probably be the highest rating the Camellia Bowl ever gets. 11 bowl games before Christmas. Last year there was 18. So we're getting fewer bowl games before Christmas because we have 4 playoff games that weekend before Christmas. And that means they're jamming a lot of bowl games in between Christmas and New Year's Day. You're going to have a lot of bowl games where it's 3, 4, 5, 6 bowl games a day. So that's the bowl schedule. One more thing to tell you about college football that changed yesterday, and you guys are going to hate this one the most after I tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Stay healthy, especially you men out there you're watching. You want to keep UCA on the top of mind here. 16 locations in the Birmingham metro area and all over the state of Alabama. And you can get the location nearest you by going to urologycentersalabama.com. They handle everything from prostate health to kidney stones and everything in between. You can call them for an appointment, 205-930-0920. And you use that website to get more information as well. Stay on top of your health with Urology Centers of Alabama, urologycentersalabama.com. All right, one more thing changed yesterday. The NCAA approved the corporate ads on the field. You can have a center logo, midfield logo of a corporate brand, and 2 other on the 25-yard lines if you choose to do that, smaller logos or phrasing.
So can you
get this in bowl games all the time?
Can you have 3 separate sponsors, one on each 25 and one title in midfield?
I think you can. It says it's on a game-by-game basis, too. So you can have, Georgia at Alabama. Not that Alabama has decided they're going to do this or not. We'll just use this as an example. Georgia and Alabama presented by Mercedes.
Yeah, I would think that depending on the price point, this is a relatively easy sell where numbers are right now in college football, especially on some of these marquee games.
Especially in advance when you know, okay, this game's been picked up prime time on ESPN.
Prime time on ESPN. How many times are you going to see the clips over the weekend from that game where your logo is on the field? Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting advertising. I said this before when you brought it up earlier this week. It's inevitable. This is where everything's going. We will have patches on jerseys as well.
They put that on the table yesterday. The conversation is going to continue about patches on the jerseys. I don't even know if you'll notice them anymore because we get the SEC graduate. You've got a logo. Sometimes there's a bowl logo. Sadly, sometimes there's players' numbers from deaths or former coaches who have passed away. You get a lot of things on the jersey. I don't even notice them on the NBA jerseys.
Yeah, I mean, look, go back. I mean, the boards in hockey, we've seen that since, basically the original 6. Major League Baseball, you've seen signage in the outfield. I remember Under Armour had Wrigley for a while. So we've seen this stuff before. I'm a little surprised it's taken this long to get to football.
Could your NIL pay for a player's name on the field? Probably not, right?
Yeah,
it's got to be a corporation.
I think unless you're campaigning for a player, like we want whoever that is. Like if I was already on the team, I would not want my name on there.
No, but if you're like, some Auburn fans want Juju to come.
Yeah,
be
Juju Lewis.
Yeah, could you
come to the Plains, Juju?
Yeah, we want you, Juju, paid for by On to Victory.
I guess you could.
Yeah, probably not, but.
You think Birmingham Bowl, the next round, we could afford a 25-yard line?
I mean, we can talk to them about it.
Do a little trade.
Do a little trade for them right there. So there you go. There is the change. I mean, those are big changes right there. Ohio State selling tickets to practice. Bowl game starting the same day as Army-Navy now. And the NCAA has corporate logos approved on the field now. For your college football teams. How quick will it get to where it's looking like a bowl game? Big changes in college football. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about some of the stuff going on in college football, including if you're excited about the EA Sports video game that's about to drop, college sports football, how detailed do you think the folks are who put that together for EA Sports? I've got an amazing example of how detailed they are about everything in the game coming up. The show is being brought to you by Johnson RV's Mental Health Minute for the day as we continue to draw awareness to the mental health crisis here in the United States. Last month was Mental Health Awareness Month. This month we're focusing on PTSD.
Yeah, I talked to one of our listeners, viewers this morning. He is really struggling right now. A lot of you guys are struggling. Look, it's an ongoing battle for me with anxiety. If you're feeling depressed, sad, feeling worthless, hopeless about the future, feeling a lot of guilt, low self-worth, thoughts of death or suicide, difficulty sleeping, loss of appetite, reach out, start the conversation. 988-SUICIDE and Crisis Lifeline, 988. Check out our first podcast with Dr. Brett McCabe, Nick Johnston. Really good feedback on that. Again, get in front of this. A lot of people are suffering right now. PTSD month in June. It is brought to you by our friends at Johnston RV.
And Johnston RV Center has repriced everything on both lots, and they are so confident their prices are the best that they will beat any price nationwide. Go check them out right now. They also have RV warranties forever. I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, exit 334 in Decatur, always online at johnstonrvcenter.com.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
There is no better place to watch your favorite sporting events and enjoy great food than one of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons. The TVs are everywhere with your favorite sports, and the menu is second to none. From the great appetizers like the waffle cheese fries to the Avery Island salad, handhelds like the all-new chicken bomber, bistro specialties with a special taste of the Bayou, the amazing hand-patty burgers, the great po' boys, and the specialty drinks. Visit any of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons: Greystone, Stadium Trace and Hoover, and the brand new location in Trussville.
Just because you've quit going to the gym, it doesn't mean that you have to quit gym altogether. Dunaway, that is. With our Next Round podcasts open 24/7, 365, you can access gym anytime you'd like. While you may have done away with your treadmill routine, our version of Dunaway is standing by, ready to get you back to your absolute best. Find all that lovely Jimmy D-led content on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and in the podcast section of nextroundlive.com. This message is sponsored by Jimmy Crypto Inc. and Jimmy Crypto for President.
For a great experience in golf, go to Bent Brook, just off I-459 in the Birmingham area. You've got 27 holes where you can play your 18 holes 6 different ways. Open 7 days a week with 5 sets of tees that makes golf enjoyable for any level golfer. You get complimentary GPS on every golf cart, and the AU Victory bent grass greens play as pure as any in the area. Bent Brook continues to improve with upgraded greens and redesigned holes. Book that next tee time right now. BentBrook.com. BentBrook.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
You never know what we're up to here at the Next Round. The easiest way to stay in the know with our antics and adventures is to follow the Next Round across all social media platforms at Next Round Live on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Whether it's Dunaway sleeping in the studio, Tim and Lunsford breaking down the latest movie release, or Game Day Chronicles, we are here to keep you updated on the latest sports news while, of course, having just a little bit of fun. Follow at Next Round Live across all platforms to join in.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
Back with you on the Next Round. Little T is going to jump in. We're about to do 4 downs. But I got an amazing thing to show you that was on social media last night from a Rangers game earlier this season. After LT tells us about our friends at Michelson Laser Vision.
205-969-8100. That is the number you need to call. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. They are going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. Again, I had the 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Got the procedure done over 20 years ago. Dr. Mort Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. Call today. Ask about the pre-inflation pricing. Tell them the next round sent you. You have 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
If you don't know Little T's main job here, other than the podcast he hosts, Uncorked, and popping in with us, but she is also our social media director. She's in charge of everything you see on all of our social media platforms. That includes Instagram, TikTok, and everything, correct?
Correct.
You're always pushing us to do unique videos, correct?
Yes.
Okay, you tell me what you think of Brittany Rose. She does video blogs in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. She's at the Rangers game the other night, and then we'll react to just how good stadium food really is, because I love it. Here is Brittany Rose at the Rangers game.
I think I just found one of the most insane food items you can now get at a Texas Rangers game. This is the brand new Boomstick Triple Play. It comes with an 8-inch double patty burger, a chili cheese dog, and loaded Tostito nachos for just $32.99. Plus it comes in this cute carrying case, which is perfect for sharing, so go and check it out.
So $32.99, it seems like a good price for that. Would you get that?
Nah, look, I mean, this is just... it looks like a complete mess, right? Like if you're going to share it with your family, but like the functionality of that dish, I just don't know how you do it.
Oh, what if you're on date night and it's you and a dude and you can sample a bunch of stuff, hot dog, burger, and nachos?
It looks like a disaster.
Yeah, and then you got wolf breath all night.
Play it again, Rockstar, without the audio. Just watch the food roll through here. I don't think it's horrible looking.
I don't know.
No,
hot dog, like, I don't understand why you wouldn't just get, if you are that hungry, just get 2 normal hot dogs. Like, how do you
that
can't
is
grab
so
messy.
That. Yeah.
Imagine your seat, the person who bought the ticket next to you, that's not the people that you're with.
Yeah,
and then they have like a hot dog hitting them like.
Well, you have to use knife and fork, but there's nowhere to really cut it. Where are you going to put it in your lap or the dude next to you's lap?
Well, I do see the knife and fork there. I did not notice the size of the hot dog when I first saw this video. That's not your normal hot dog, is it?
No, far from.
No,
that looks like a Costco hot dog.
And that is a foot-long log is what that is.
Double patty burger. Do you see a patty?
I don't know.
I see a salad.
Yep.
Yeah, there's double patty burger under there.
And that's another one. You can't grab that thing. Like the nachos, okay, I can work with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't purchase
I'm with
that.
Little T. I'd get me 2 hot dogs. They're rolled up, put one under the seat, eat one, and take the other one out. That's too much.
Yeah. That's it's a unique marketing idea.
But I will tell you, that's a lot of food at a ball game for only $32.99.
For $32.99, including the cute little carrying case.
We went to the 6 o'clock Bad Boys last night.
Did you really?
Yeah, and for 3 tickets, 2 Cokes.
Is this
and
the
one
classic Bad Boys or the new Bad Boys?
No, the new one.
Okay.
Yeah, Bad Boys 4. It was $88 for 2 Cokes, a large popcorn, and 3 tickets.
Yeah. I went in, I thought I was going to, instead of buying a chicken salad roll-up, I thought I'd be smart and buy a small canister of chicken salad, just take it home, make my own sandwich when I get to the house. I bought it at a little place just down the street from us. I won't give the name. I mean, it was chicken salad. It was probably that much in a little container, $18.
And how many servings will you get out of it?
I made 1 sandwich. There's probably another sandwich in there. $18.
So 2 sandwiches.
Yeah.
So a $9 sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not actually bad.
That's what I don't even know what a normal price is.
I think Jersey
for food
Mike's
anymore.
now for a full-size sandwich is like $19 or $20.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
No, it's a big sandwich.
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's the I saw a college kid order one. I was like, I was going to get that, but I was like, that is massive.
yeah, like I think Dunaway and
That's 2
Brown could
meals.
probably eat it, but I think most people would split it. So you're basically getting out for $10 a piece.
I have no problem. Maggie would tell you I am the worst splitter in the world. I do not like to share food. I don't like to go and we're going to split the entree. We're going to.
Okay, so like we went to Oak House last week, our buddy Travis's place, and me and Maddie split the pork chop. Like I would rather split something than waste it.
I like getting 2. I like matching up with someone, and I'll get one thing if you can't decide between 2 things on the menu. Me and my mom do this a lot, and it's like she's like, I want pasta but I also want salad, and I'm like, okay, you pick the salad, I'll pick the pasta, and we can share.
That's idea. I like that.
So I did that at Walk-On. So she did sliders, I did the tuna bowl. So she had some of the tuna bowl, and I had a slider.
Yeah.
That's the way to do
It's
it.
the best of both worlds.
Before 4 downs, tell me if this is a trick by a server or not. Maggie and I were out 2 weekends ago, and the special was a tomahawk pork chop. And she told me as she came to the table to tell us about the specials, I've only got 1 tomahawk pork chop left. If anyone wants it, I can go back to the kitchen and put your name on it. And I instantly said, oh, that's mine. I'll take that. Before anybody else at the table. And then when she left, everyone at the table was like, that's such a, they've got 18 of those back there. She says that to every table for you to jump on.
Yeah, upselling you.
Upselling me. Let's do Slice's 4 downs today. Little tease in for it, brought to you by the 5 locations of Slice.
Yeah, get into one of those locations this weekend. Just incredible food. I actually met Little T last Saturday or Sunday at the Slice by you guys' house in Crestline Park. That's the newest location, or the second to newest location. The newest location is in Edgewood.
He always has to bring up things I'm not invited to. Go ahead.
Dunaway, I was literally dropping him off a microphone.
Yeah, I was going to get content for the show.
Yeah.
The original Lakeview, Vestavia, Montevallo, Crestline Park, now Edgewood. Stop in, go see the Vajaya Brothers Local Pizza, local ingredients. For more information, slicebirmingham.com.
First down.
All celebrity birthdays here. If you want to call her a celebrity, amazing, because there's a lot of celebrity birthdays today, but she was like in the top 5. The first one that I recognized, Iggy Azalea, 34 years old today. Who had the quicker 15 minutes of fame, Iggy Azalea or Tila Tequila?
Considering I don't know who Tila Tequila is.
Tila Tequila, because I think Iggy Azalea actually had talent, did she not? Tila Tequila didn't do anything. She was just known for being the most popular person on MySpace.
Yeah, wasn't she the first to have like 1 million friends
she had like
or
1
something?
million friends on MySpace. Then they gave her a show on MTV. And then she was a singer, and they introduced her at the, what was the Insane Clown Posse thing called? With the fake Gathering of the Juggalos. They introduced her. They threw bottles at her, like the fans. And then she got into another acting career. And
I know
she
Iggy.
hasn't been doing anything since.
Show me the other girl. Can you pull up a picture?
Tila Tequila?
Yeah. Maybe I'll recognize the face. I don't.
Yeah, so Iggy Azalea, real quick. Remember, she was dating Nick Young from the Lakers,
right?
And that's when D'Angelo Russell threw him under the bus and was talking about him cheating. But now I think Iggy Azalea is married to a billionaire.
Smart play.
Yeah.
I don't really remember this person.
Yeah, I don't know her.
Yeah. I just remember, and I was never on
Very
MySpace.
petite. Very petite.
But I remember
She
she
looks
was
tiny.
the first one to get 1 million followers, and as Rocky said, MTV gave her a show.
If you pop that up right now and said, Jim, who is this? I said, she's probably one of the people being held captive.
Yeah,
in
7M.
TikTok, Dancing with the Devil
Wait, did
person.
you finish it, Lance?
I did.
You didn't like it?
I didn't.
Oh,
I get mad at those things.
Yeah, I do too. I can't believe how dumb people are.
Yeah, that's what I texted Little T. I was like, in a way, I feel bad for the 2 Korean girls whose mom left them.
Yep.
That was, to me, their way of...
Yeah, they found comfort.
Boy,
Right.
she dogged out her dad, though, didn't she?
Yeah.
Okay, I felt bad for the dad because I was like,
Why even invite him and put him on camera?
Yeah. Right.
Just to basically roll him onto the bus.
This
Okay, he was a
poor man.
shitty dad. We get it. He wasn't around.
right, but like, oh yeah.
At least
I
he's
felt
sitting
bad.
down to talk to you now.
Yeah, I just can't believe that dude's still out in the wild right now, and he doesn't have any kind of any legal proceedings until next year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. I guess
And-
they're adults.
And I'm just surprised. Yeah, I mean, because they're adults, but I am surprised some one-off dad hasn't put a bullet in him. I really am.
Yeah.
Yep, me too.
Second down.
Liam Neeson, 72 years old today. Tom Jones, 84. Better career, Liam Neeson or Tom Jones?
Liam Neeson.
I would say Liam Neeson,
Star
too.
Wars, Schindler's List,
The Takens.
He was...
Walk Amongst the Tombstones.
Was
which
he Moses?
Really isn't a bad movie. He was an Excalibur, too. I don't
Yeah.
know if he was Moses or not. Liam Neeson's had a 5-decade career.
My mom had a Tom Jones album when I was growing up. Is this the singer Tom
Yeah,
Jones?
what's
I
up,
think Tom
Pussycat?
Jones did more damage than Liam Neeson.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. What is damage? What do you mean, Rox? I'm kidding.
Well, Tila Tequila.
So Tom Jones was a singer, for those that are too old to know, back in the...
Yeah, he was the dude that loved to show his chest hair, right?
Yeah. But I think
and all the women would throw panties at him.
I think he was still like an Australia. Yeah, that was the thing.
See if you can get a still shot of Tom Jones on stage. This
Yeah.
is crazy, Little T. This is like
Just
Floribama before Floribama was Floribama.
Tom Jones panties. See what pops up.
At any venue.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
it was just what happened at his concert.
Yeah, I think it was all women. I don't think there was any dudes that came.
Yeah.
Oh, look
Oh,
at that pair.
whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, as he got older, I guess the panties got bigger is what that picture was showing. He's still doing The Voice in some country, maybe Australia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, Rockstar, go back to the one where he's posing by the pool. Did you see that picture? Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
One thing, I saw a picture last night of Pat Riley playing with the Lakers back in the 70s, and I showed it to Maggie. Maggie's like, man, people were just hairier back in the 70s. I assume that's when that picture was.
Yeah,
like
it looks
full
very
body
70s.
hair on men. Nobody took the hair off their chest. Crazy. Don't laugh at me, Rockstar.
Third down.
This one's tough. Christian McCaffrey, 28 years old. Allen Iverson, 49. Better career ultimately. McCaffrey or Iverson?
I guess I'd say Christian McCaffrey, but I think that's also because that's who I pay attention to that more. So
Yeah,
I don't have my opinion isn't unbiased.
I love McCaffrey. I've said he's the best running back in the league for like 6 years now.
If my Bucks can't win the Super Bowl this year, I would love the 49ers to win it. That team's been too good not to have a championship.
Yeah, I just hate the 49ers.
I know
but I
you
see what
do.
you're saying. But to me, Allen Iverson, pound for pound, might have been the best basketball player I ever saw. Just tenacious.
I respected the fact that Iverson went and played for our country in the Olympics when it wasn't cool to go play for our country, and he played his heart out, even though they would lose and not win the gold medal. He played his heart out for the country.
Well, and he played mad, had an edge. Now, Christian McCaffrey he's just incredible.
Allen Iverson from Practice? We're talking about Practice? That was his soundbite.
No, that was in 2003.
Yeah. But you've seen that clip.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, in 2000.
I may have seen it, but
Were
it
you
doesn't.
talking about Practice?
Were you born in 01?
I was born in '99.
Okay. You were 4.
She's old.
Yeah, I was 4. I was scrolling on Twitter.
I was on TikTok. I saw somebody the other day said, I've got a playlist, music from the late 1900s.
And it's 1990s?
It's the 1990s music. Let's do fourth down.
Fourth down.
I think this one's going to be tough. Prince, 66 today. Better career, Prince or LeBron James?
LeBron James, I think.
I would lean LeBron. Boy, I mean, I don't feel slam dunk about it.
Just go flowchart of royalty. King James, Prince. King is bigger than a prince.
That's
Prince
very
grow up
true.
to be kings. So I'd go King James too, but I think Prince is a songwriter rock star.
I know, as a musician,
Anything.
as a guitarist, as a bassist, a piano player, like he did everything. As a songwriter, the stuff he had to sell, like he gave up to other people.
And he was, I mean, obviously all these musicians are talented, but I mean, how many are true icons? Like Madonna's an icon. Prince is definitely an icon. Elvis was an icon.
There's an interview that Prince did that years ago where he had an acoustic guitar and there was a female interviewing him. It was kind of like a Today Show type thing where it's just her and him on a couch. And she said, "Are you going to play a little guitar?" And you can tell he flirts with her. Like he's looking at her and he pulls the guitar out, starts playing. And you can see that she gets emotional. Like she starts crying. And he's just laughing because he's just had this aura about him. I don't think LeBron has that. Also, he wore like 8-inch heels.
Yeah, LeBron probably does have that aura. I've never been around LeBron outside of games. I've probably seen him play 3 or 4 or 5 times. But I've never seen him walk in a room. But I would think just the massive LeBron, 6'8", 250 pounds, I would think he's got that aura.
Early in my marriage, first house, we hosted a party. The guys were out back with a keg. We were talking sports, tiki torches, blah, blah, blah. The girls were inside. All of a sudden, I hear commotion inside. Prince had made it onto the playlist.
Oh, I thought cat fight.
And I walk in, and all the girls are on. They're dancing on the couch, our coffee table.
Elevated
surfaces to a Prince song. I forget which song it was.
I like how the party's like a 7th grade party. All the guys are outside.
That's exactly what it was. We're out by the keg. Who do you think the Auburn quarterback's going to be? Meanwhile, inside there, and they're dancing.
I thought you were always inside the kitchen. I thought you told us that.
I did. That was the famous pink panty pull down night with the. It's a drink.
Excuse me?
Context.
It's a drink. We had mixed a big cooler of it. Well, how do you make it? It's pink lemonade.
The only time I've ever had one of those, I was at Jackie's Lounge in downtown Tuscaloosa.
That's where I got the recipe.
Really?
No.
I mean, I'd never heard of them outside of that. I'll tell you what was random. I went to a Mexican joint last night, and they had they have their drink menus. They had a shot menu. And I'm like,
Really?
who comes to a Mexican restaurant to do shots?
Someone that's going to wake up hungover the next day because it's probably not the best liquor.
And they weren't all tequila based. I mean, they were all over the place. Vegas moms and
Oh, so they were not. They were like
redheaded
specialty
sluts.
shots.
Yeah, they were specialty shots, but they had a whole page devoted to shots at a Mexican
Interesting.
joint where it was nothing but family sitting down.
I don't like shots. You like shots?
I used to love shots. Great conversation starter.
You?
It depends. I'll take a lemon drop shot, or I like shots that are
Jaeger?
not. I've done a Jaeger bomb one time before at
I like
Hangout.
Jaeger a little too much, but I don't do them anymore.
I don't love a shot. Then one of my friends is Fireball.
We've got to get to Todd Fuhrman.
Oh yeah.
But
sorry, Todd.
To do a shot, how do I say this? Do you even taste it the way you do shots? Do you get it? Do you swallow it quick?
It's like taking a pill.
Yeah, I mean, look, people do this.
That's what I do. I hold it in my mouth too much.
I think everybody does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, shots are for one reason. They're not to, oh, damn, that was refreshing.
Right.
They're to get you to the end game.
Yeah.
Where everybody's on the same page and people are dancing to Prince songs and
I'm a slow
penny
roll.
pull down.
I'm a slow roll. I don't like to get there fast. That's four downs brought to you by our friends at Slice.
Yeah, 5 great locations. Stop in, see the Bajalia Brothers, from the Hot Mama, the Soul Pie. You're going to absolutely love it. Best pizza out there. For more information, slicebirmingham.com.
And if you'll still talk to us, we'll have Todd Fuhrman on late coming up in the next segment about the NBA Finals. How do you bet that now? And some college football win totals that have changed a little bit. And some other stuff that's going on in the sports world that's being brought to you by our friends at Precision Sports. Precision Sports Medicine gets you back into the game really quickly. If you tweak something in the yard, playing 9-foot basketball dunk out in the driveway with the kids, or maybe you've picked up pickleball and just did it very wrong and broke something or pulled something, Precision Sports Medicine or Orthopedics, call them up, 205-512-3885. They've helped me. They've helped my daughter just in the last month. PrecisionSportsOrtho.com/2024. Locations from Jasper to Alabaster and everywhere in between. Part of the Brookwood Baptist Health family is Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics.
Follow Rockstar on Twitter @RockstarBHM.
Man, I love a good meal. I'm Jim Dunaway. A good meal is what you get with my friend Sterling at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. We're talking great southern fried chicken, wonderful sides, hand-cut chicken fingers, po' boys, and those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. You got a perfect menu for everybody. Champy's Chicken is perfect for watching the big game, or taking a meal to the lake house, down to the coast, or stay in the restaurant and dine in a great atmosphere. It's all made fresh to order right there on 119 in Alabaster, Champy's Chicken.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
When on YouTube, you constantly hear requests to please like and subscribe. Well, here at Disrupt Media, we aren't going to play that game. Those demands are frankly outdated. So we just want you to hit like or subscribe. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure novel. Pick a path, hit like, or hit subscribe. It's your call. We don't care which, just pick one. Or go to Roll Tide Pods and do it. Or War Damn Pods. Or the Disrupt Media YouTube channel. Or The Meltdown. Just make a decision and stick with it. Like or subscribe. The choice is yours.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Hey, you. Summer's here. Time to get hot. And at New Balance Birmingham, that's just what we got. For a summertime vibe, see what's inside. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
My apologies to the great Todd Fuhrman. I am doing a horrible job of driving the show today, 9 minutes late to him after LT tells you about our friends at New York Butcher Shop.
Yeah, stop by the New York Butcher Shop, pick up the finest and certified Angus prime beef steaks, burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, all natural chicken cut to order just for you. Picked up tuna steaks there, pre-packaged. Fresh tuna as well from our friends at the New York Butcher Shop. Get in, see Jim and all the fine folks there. Don't forget about the great selection of fine wines and desserts. New York Butcher Shop, one-stop dinner shop, 2 locations, Cabo Heights, Highway 119 at Greystone. New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
JohnsonRVCenter.com hotline, Todd Fuhrman, Bet the Board podcast. Again, my apologies, Todd. But I'll start with this question. You do also a NASCAR podcast, Road Course Sonoma this week. Is that an advantage, a chance to sort of do some ringers and have a betting opportunity to pick an off-the-wall winner this weekend?
I don't think we'll get anything close, Dunaway, to what we had last week, where when Austin Cindric won at Gateway, if you bet him before cars unloaded for practice and qualifying, he went off at odds around 150 to 1 or greater. Woo. So you don't typically see long shots like that come home in NASCAR. The highest price that we've seen in a race that wasn't shortened for rain since Cole Custer won at Kentucky at around 300 to 1 a handful of years ago. You look at Sonoma, though, a great road course racing in wine country, but a repave this year changes the dynamic a little bit. It was a high tire wear track. Should be a little bit of a different dynamic here. I think a couple guys to watch are Chris Buescher, who needs a win to secure his inclusion in the postseason, and a guy who Cup fans are familiar with that doesn't race every week. And I think A.J. Allmendinger's number drifting out in that 18 to 20 range would be 2 guys that I would be looking at early in the week.
Massive fire in the Napa Valley area, forest fire going on. 600 acres, I think, right now is on fire, something like that. Do you think that causes a problem with the race with the smoke this weekend?
They haven't said anything about it. I know NASCAR likes to try and wait things out until it becomes essential for them to make secondary provisions there. So my expectation is that both the Xfinity race and the Cup race will go off without a hitch, but we know these things are unpredictable. And when you look at the excessive heat warnings out here and throughout the course of the West Coast, you never know how far these things will spread. So you hope everyone is safe, and that takes priority over NASCAR racing, but we'll keep our fingers crossed that we do get the junior circuit and the Cup boys on track this weekend.
Fuhrman, we have a resident White Sox fan here in Scott Forster, and he kind of warned us before the season. He said, we're going to be awful. Now, I didn't realize they were going to be this bad. They're 15-48. They've lost 15 consecutive games. But, you know, Boston right now only a -110 favorite at the White Sox tonight. I was going to ask you, how big of a liability has the White Sox become for the books out there?
Steve Stone guaranteeing on yesterday's broadcast in the wake of that 14-game losing streak that Garrett Crochet would be the stopper here in this historically bad stretch for the Southsiders would come to an end. But you look at an organization that had so much promise just a handful of years ago with a lot of the youth there. People thought that they were an up-and-coming team, and lo and behold, Jerry Reinsdorf has run this organization to the ground, much like he's kind of doing with the Chicago Bulls right now. When you talk about baseball on a day-in, day-out basis, LT, not a ton of liability created by some of the bad teams, because more often than not, what'll happen in these spots is people look to parlay against the Chicago White Sox and teams that are really slumping, but they'll tie that in with the Yankees, the Dodgers of the world. So as the Dodgers kind of go through a swoon in their own right, especially out here in the desert, just going 6-4 in their last 10, that's been a huge boon on a nightly basis for the books when the Pirates can do what they do. So typically, as long as a bad team and all the good teams, the bad team doesn't lose on the same night that all the good teams win, you can knock out a little bit of that parlay stuff that's out there. Some straight wagers this time of year, going head-to-head with the NBA Finals, the Stanley Cup Final, and a little bit of horse racing tomorrow, along with some high-profile golf. Kind of takes a back seat in the daily grind.
A betting upset to me. Did you say Steve Stone said that? Steve Stone's still alive?
Steve Stone He is a prominent fixture on the Chicago White Sox broadcast, one of the few guys who's been able to navigate across the battle lines from, Cubs stardom to the White Sox as far as the broadcast booth.
How old is he? I mean, he's old. I bet Steve Stone is 68 years old.
Steve Stone, who I watched as a kid beside Harry
the
Carey?
Orioles. Yeah, but he's 68. What do you think, Fuhrman?
I honestly don't know, but 68 actually feels a touch young. I would say he's probably into his 70s. If I had a bet, and if we're playing the prices right, I would set that over under, 70.5 to try and stay under without going over.
He's 76.
No spring chicken.
Yeah, 76. Oh, my goodness.
And you know what? Watching the White Sox on a day in, day out basis, there's a chance that Stone could go out there and be able to contribute. So you never know. That might be what the team needs to get him on the field.
Fuhrman, way to go, man.
Yeah, I mean, I like Crochet today, but I just don't have the balls to back a streak where a team's lost 15 consecutive games. Do you?
It's always tricky, but that's the one thing. If you're looking to try and isolate just the pitching matchup in this game, you can always look at the White Sox in the first five and hope that Crochet goes out there and does what he can do. Cooper Criswell on the bump for the Red Sox. He struggled a little bit, and not a guy that's going to remind you of peak Pedro Martinez or anything along those lines. So Crochet at least goes out there and can give you 6 quality innings. I mean, you look at some of his numbers. Strikeouts have been up, and only given up 3 earned runs total over his last 5 starts. So if the White Sox can't cobble together at least 1 run in the first 5 innings, probably not going to win that full game bet either.
My goal now in my career is to make it to 76, and at some point you be able to say the betting favorite is that Jim Dunaway is at 76 and still contributing on the show. That's my goal now.
Wait, hold on a second, Dunaway. Still contributing or starting to contribute on the show? Because I may have to buy you a nice little pocket watch to make sure we get in and out of these breaks like the consummate pro to keep your guests on schedule.
Hey, Fuhrman, if he's still doing a show at 76, we got bigger problems than this.
Yeah. Who's my co-host at that point?
It better not be me.
It better not be you. Fuhrman, I got to ask you before we go basketball, I got to ask you about the Atlanta Braves. Obviously, the things continue to change for that team with the injuries, but still such a talented roster. Where's the Braves number right now to maybe win the division, which doesn't seem like likelihood, or to make it to the World Series?
Yeah, when you look at the Braves, the National League right now is such a mess that I don't think it's any reason to panic whatsoever. When you lose the amount of talent that they had at the top of their lineup, it's always going to be a little bit problematic. You mentioned the challenge that they'll have in the division. When all of those injuries took hold, you saw the Phillies actually open right around, or readjust, I should say, not open, right around minus $1.50. That number has kind of ballooned out. But as far as the World Series is concerned, the Braves still the 4th shot on the board. A lot of shots behind only the Dodgers, the Yankees, and the Phillies. So odds makers don't want to float that price a little bit further than they have to, creating liability on a team that they know may be able to make a move or two at the deadline and still be a team that's a force to be reckoned with in the fall. What I found interesting, guys, and I can't take credit for this, OptaStats put out a nugget earlier today that with the 15 teams in the National League, only 4 of them are currently better than 500. It's the highest percentage of a league's teams having a losing record at the end of any single day since July 26, 1976. So not exactly a banner day for overall depth in the National League. So I don't think the Braves have much to worry about in that regard, and it should be focusing on getting healthy more so than catching the Phillies at that 7.5 game deficit in the East.
Fuhrman, NBA Finals. I backed Boston last night minus the 6.5. It seemed like it was going to be easy at halftime. Mavs showed a little life to start the second half, but Boston ends up pulling away. Porzingis was so good, and coming back from the 10 games he was off. Where were you last night on this? And moving forward, I've got a feeling it still becomes a pretty good series, although Boston dominates game 1.
Yeah, it was Boston or pass last night. I think all the buzz around Kyrie and everything wasn't lost on the Celtics team that went out there. And to their credit, shot the ball extremely well from deep. We know the Celtics are a team that has so much variance from beyond the arc on a night-in, night-out basis that when those shots are falling, especially early, they can create a little bit of separation. But as we've seen in a couple prior series when those shots aren't falling, do they have some of those secondary options? You hope that gets buoyed a bit by Kristaps Porzingis. And you mentioned it, LT. Coming out with a dominant first quarter, finishes the game with 20, had 18 at the break, and only logged 20 minutes. So you have to be optimistic about getting a little bit more scoring depth. And I think Drew Holiday doesn't get enough credit for what he gives this team on the defensive side. It looked like the Celtics were hell-bent on trying to make Luka a scorer first. 1 assist, his lowest ever output in a playoff game. So let's see what kind of adjustments Jason Kidd can make. I'm actually surprised, though, the number opened a touch richer with the Celtics at 7.5. I know you saw a little bit of money on the Mavs with this number getting down to 7. You have to think Dallas will play with a little bit more sense of desperation. Will it be enough to win the game? I'm not sure, but my inclination would be to lean towards Dallas. You've also seen the total adjust from a peak at 217, now down to 214.5 for game 2. But I don't think Dallas comes out there and gets boat raced again in the second straight game of Boston.
As a Lakers fan, 72 hours ago, I was convinced that J.J. Redick was going to be the next head coach. Now Dan Hurley is flying out to L.A. today. He's going to meet with the Lakers. I know there's some shops that take props on who would be the next Lakers head coach. Was Dan Hurley even a name that was mentioned?
I didn't see his name anywhere, and I know some of those odds, to your point, as J.J. Redick started to get ramped up in terms of him being the guy to watch as far as the inside track, there weren't even prices listed for some of the Lakers early on. So if we go back to April 30th, when there were some prices that were out there, I mean, J.J. Redick was right around 16-1. Danny Hurley wasn't even on the odds board. So credit to the Lakers if they thought this was going to be part of their plan the entire way and wanted to wait until the 23rd hour. Look, I'm not sure what else Hurley can accomplish in college basketball at this point, so being able to be the face of one of the preeminent organizations, work with LeBron James, and I have to imagine in the back of his mind, LeBron's thinking if someone is going to get the best out of my son, Danny Hurley, being a college coach, may be able to get Bronny to his full potential. So some interesting dynamics in play there, but having spent time in Stores, it's a lot more exciting to live in Los Angeles than it is in Stores, Connecticut. So I wouldn't fault the Hurley family whatsoever.
I saved this story for you, but 2 days ago I was getting a salad at a place I usually get a salad, and a guy who works there he saw my next round stuff, and he asked me if I had any thoughts on Pakistan versus the USA in the T20 World Cup of cricket, which is being played right now.
And I really had somebody ask you.
Yeah, absolutely. I was at a new place in Cabo Heights that reminds people of an old place, and he was from, I assume, that region of the country, or at least descended from that region of the country, of India and Pakistan. And I said, the only thing I know about cricket is that India and Pakistan are like really good.
And those dudes make a lot of money.
And this World Cup is being played here. I had just come across a story that it's the 19 best in the world and the USA. And so when he says, who do you have a feeling on USA and Pakistan since you know sports? I was like, Pakistan easily. If you've been following this, you know the rest of the story. Yesterday, what is being considered the greatest upset in cricket history, USA beat Pakistan in Dallas. Are you able to bet on this in Vegas? I mean, I watched the game. I don't even understand it.
Well, that's the biggest thing is I'll admit there are a lot of sports I follow around the world. I've never been able to figure out cricket, and Australian rules football was the other. Having gone to the cricket ground to watch some of those matches when I spent time studying there. Two sports I don't understand. Now, from a betting perspective, Team USA right around a 10-1 underdog in that matchup, so no doubt clearly took odds makers by surprise. I won't claim that the betting handle out here in the desert is massive by any stretch of the imagination, but there have been some growth efforts made to try and raise the overall profile of that sport in terms of a betting circle and everything else. It'll clearly take some time, but when you look at the popularity of it, to your point, around the world, it speaks volumes. But you love nothing more than knowing that Team USA's marquee player in terms of overall performance, day job, he is an engineer at Oracle. So I think that speaks to the salary demands for Americans in the global cricket team.
Yeah, our best guy still goes and works at Oracle. Yeah. Oracle, he had to take vacation time to play in the World Cup. By the way, we play India in group play next. Go to the window.
Can't wait.
And pound India. All your savings on India, no matter what the line is.
Yeah, I was going to say it's always a little bit price prohibitive. India, an even bigger favorite in this matchup against Pakistan. I'm not sure Team USA is able to pull off two upsets of that caliber in close proximity. So it's no doubt India or pass, but I won't claim to know exactly how they set that up or how many wickets you have to lay in that matchup.
He's Todd Fuhrman. He knows everything. Bet the Board podcast. And what's the name of the NASCAR podcast again?
Stay Green, part of the Bet the Board podcast network, though. So if you subscribe to the college football and NFL content, the NASCAR show will be right there every Thursday or Friday morning. And we actually started on some G5 previews. So the MAC, Conference USA, and Mountain West all ready to go, and some actionable win totals there to get folks ready for college football. It'll be here before we know it.
That is fantastic. He's one and only and friend of the show. We love him. He's Todd Fuhrman, Bet the Board podcast. Have a great weekend, Todd.
You guys as well, gentlemen. Thanks as always for having me.
No problem. That's Todd on the JohnsonRVCenter.com hotline.
I tried to bet cricket one time. Back to our 4 downs yesterday when we were talking about scary vacation moments. It was when Jack and I went down to Atlantis because the ESPN, that was their main sport down in the islands or whatever, was cricket. And we had a sports book on site. And so I went down there and I was trying to shop around, but I couldn't understand it. So, I don't even know what a winning ticket would be. I wouldn't know how to bet it.
Me either.
I tried, but I just couldn't figure it out.
Me either. But I just told the guy, I knew Pakistan, and people are talking like Pakistan and India in cricket is like one of the great rivalries in sports. Like they hate each other. And we just end up in group play with it being played here in the U.S. with Pakistan and India in our same group. Jay says TNR should do a live show afterwards when India and Pakistan play each other.
What the hell just happened?
Yeah. Cricket, man. I thought that was the game that could go on for days.
I think it does. I can.
It was a top 10 play on SportsCenter the other day, and this dude was decked out. It's like you can wear whatever you want. It's kind of like pickleball.
Yeah.
And he's just making an incredible grab down the third base line.
But you catch it with your hands, right?
Yeah.
But the bases seem short.
But nobody runs, do they?
I think you do run back and forth at a casual, royalty pace, back and forth to touch those sticks. If you know cricket, hit us up after the show. No, I'm kidding.
I would think Paul Skeens could be a really good cricket pitcher, right?
It has to bounce, right?
Yeah, but hell.
So the old second baseman back in the day that couldn't throw it to first would be a really good cricket pitcher because he bounced him to the first all the time.
Have you seen some of the salaries that these Indian players are making?
Give it to me in not the next segment, the segment after this. So maybe right before the next segment. Gary Owen next with us. We chased down the comedian right after our show yesterday. He didn't make it on live with us. You'll see in the next segment what he was doing when we were trying to get him on live. Really funny moment. Show being brought to you by our friends at Hemphill Services. No lock with the cricket, but you had a winning lock last night at lanceslock.com. He'll have a play coming up Sunday. Really big on the UFL right now. Stallions at 2 o'clock on Saturday. St. Louis, the favorite prime time on Sunday night on Fox. Both of those are the home teams. He'll have plays at that at lanceslock.com. Brought to you by our friends at Hemphill.
Yeah, 5-1 yesterday. We are 21-10 on the UFL season. We will have postseason action coming up this weekend, but make sure that unit ready to keep up with the changing weather from our friends at Hemphill. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
For a great experience in golf, go to Bent Brook, just off I-459 in the Birmingham area. You've got 27 holes where you can play your 18 holes 6 different ways. Open 7 days a week with 5 sets of tees that makes golf enjoyable for any level golfer. You get complimentary GPS on every golf cart, and the AU Victory bent grass greens play as pure as any in the area. Bent Brook continues to improve with upgraded greens and redesigned holes. Book that next tee time right now. BentBrook.com. BentBrook.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Hey, you. Summer's here. Time to get hot. And at New Balance Birmingham, that's just what we got. For a summertime vibe, see what's inside. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Our 40 and 40 countdown, our number 24 team voted on by you guys, 94 viewers voting this year, and our largest preseason ranking ever, Team 24, in the next segment coming up. We're about to hear from Gary Owen, the comedian who's in town this weekend. We'll give you details on that in just a second. I did want to bring up, and I think Lunsford, any gamers up here would be impressed by this. It involves Alabama football, EA Sports. The new video game that is coming out last year, 2023, to show you the detail they put into this game. There was a supply chain problem. This from Chris Vanini of The Athletic, LT. A supply chain problem that new uniforms from Middle Tennessee State had not made it in before they were playing Alabama in the opener. So the equipment manager did the best he could to put together a road white uniform to wear in the game. And he didn't tell anybody, you know, the coaches and everyone on the team knew, but it was never made it to the press or anything. And they went out, played Alabama, no problem, and didn't think anybody noticed. There was no gray striping around the number and no numbers on the sleeve, about as basic of a uniform he could put together on short notice with a week's notice. The very next Tuesday, he gets an email from a producer at EA Sports College Football and says, "Hey, that was not part of the uniform pictures you sent us for the new video game we're working on. Will you send us the details of those jerseys?"
That's amazing. Somebody was watching that detailed.
And the only thing that was missing was numbers on the sleeve and a gray outline on the number, or it looked exactly like their jerseys. He said, he tells Chris Vanini at The Athletic, "My mind was blown that it was not reported anywhere. Nobody knew it except inside the circle." And then I get an email from
how does a fan not know that?
Yeah.
That's something a diehard fan would notice.
Yeah, we took away the gray striping or anything. It popped for that guy at EA Sports. That's the detail we get on July 19th of that college football game. Tell us about Inverness Country Club, and then we'll talk about Gary Owens in town, great comedian, back with our friends at the Stardome.
Hey, if you've been procrastinating thinking about a country club membership, this is your place. Inverness Country Club, they have memberships that fit everyone. The social membership, including the resort-style pool complex, golf, the beautiful course, currently expanding that driving range. Maybe you travel for work or pleasure, ask about the Heritage Plus option, where you have access to courses at 37 other clubs around the country. Inverness Country Club, great place to meet others in the community. Maybe you've relocated to retired. Inverness, great place to network. And childcare, major plus for the young couples out there. You can have a date night right there at the facility. You can drop the kid. Same if you want to play a round of golf or some tennis. You can drop the kid, and you can do that with wife or husband. The best days happen at Inverness. Take a tour of this unbelievable club today. Call Erin, 205-991-8608. Tell her the next round sent you. Again, 205-991-8608 or online, iccalabama.com.
Joe Clapp, Brock Heward, Todd Fuhrman, Tom Luganbill. There's a number of people over the years we've developed friendships with by doing this show. They come on the show and they just sort of get us, and we ask them back a lot. One of those is comedian Gary Owens. I think this is the 4th or 5th time he's been on with us.
That sounds right.
And we were chasing him down yesterday. He's supposed to be on live with us yesterday, but we never connected. You know, doing video is different than phone now. You have to see the email link and everything, and it was so unlike Gary. But after the show, we finally caught up with him. You can go see him live this weekend at the Stardome. That's right. 2 shows tonight?
2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow night, a final show on Sunday night. 444-0008. That's 205-444-0008 or stardome.com.
He just happened to be out of the country and in a special place. And I think he was what?
Prep work.
Prep work. Yeah, you got to live life to be a good comedian. And that's what Gary Owens was doing yesterday. Instead of jumping on the show with us live, we recorded this right after the show.
All right, we are always thrilled to be joined by Gary Owen, one of our favorite comedians. The man has done so many interviews with us. They deliver every single time. We are joining him now in a casino. Welcome in, Gary. How are you?
Just being a deadbeat, you know.
Nothing says Gary Owen more than an ATM sign over your left shoulder. The human ATM, Gary Owen.
So it always amazes me at how many white people don't know Gary Owen comedy. And so, like, I've got, I say new girlfriend, it's been about a year, but we watched Black Famous a couple of months ago. She had never heard of you. She absolutely loved it. But one thing I didn't realize is you're divorced now. And that was a lot of your material. I mean, everything good? Are we co-parenting okay?
Yeah. I mean, as good as it can get. But, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I'm happy.
Okay.
You see what my life is divulged into?
Middle of the day at a casino. We're recording this at noon Central. You're at a casino.
Right.
But, you know, when we had you in, you know, I mean, obviously family is so big for you. You're one of 7 brothers and sisters. You've got 5 kids. You know, I know we use humor as a big outlet. Was it difficult, though, to kind of marry the two when you were talking about divorce and trying to make that funny?
No, I think I have the best job in the world to go through a divorce. Because we just take everything and bring it to the stage, and there's no malicious intent behind it. But I would hate to be a plumber going through a divorce, and then you're just like under somebody's sink, just in your tears all day. You don't want to find a wedding ring down there in a pipe. Like, oh my god, I found your wife's ring, bro.
You know, I've found statistically, I'm a stats guy in sports, that when women are about to end a relationship or, you know, start being single again, they lose a lot of weight and get in shape. I usually thought that was just the women, but Gary, since the last time I saw you, you look like you've put on muscle. You look about 15 pounds lighter. You look younger. Have you been working out? Are you preparing for the single life?
Hey, but for the record, he's not gay, Gary. He's just giving you a compliment.
Yeah. No, well, like a lot of marriages that end, we were not intimate like we should have been in a marriage. So maybe I am getting some more hip thrusts than I have in the past. Maybe that's helping my core a little bit.
You know, one thing I love about comedy, though, is, well, it should be a sacred spot. And we got to a point in our society where we were like, we can cancel comedians, which to me is the dumbest thing ever. But it's almost like you guys are on a comeback, and a lot of people that maybe don't see a ton of comedy specials saw it mainstream with the Tom Brady roast. You're one of those guys, man. You should be able to say what you can say, right?
But you know what? I think at live shows, it's still anything goes. It's just more of the people that don't go to comedy shows are part of cancel culture. People that go to comedy shows, they want the release. They want to make the uncomfortable comfortable. But it's the people that, if you really think about it, that were never going to come see us anyway, get mad that they see a clip on social media and they don't know you have, 20 years of stand-up, and they see 2 minutes and they base that off that, and then they want to cancel you. And then I really thought about it. I go, well, you were probably never going to come see me anyway. You know what I mean? So I'll say this about marriage, since this is a sports talk show. As soon as I left there, the Bengals went to the Super Bowl. So I should have left years ago. we probably have 4 rings.
You lose 1, they get 4. That's a net plus 3 for you.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, wait a minute. All those dark days she had to spend with me through the Bengals' frustrating years, and as soon as we get separated and get a divorce, the Bengals go to the Super Bowl. I go, there's no way. There's no way this happened.
Yeah, you're not the only Cincinnati fan that would have traded a wedding ring for a Super Bowl ring, though. You guys are a starved fan base.
You ain't lying. Whew. Joe Burrow is a guy that if I went to prison, if he was my cellie, we'd cuddle. We'd cuddle every night, bro.
Let's do snaps from center.
Joe, why do we have 2 bunks? We don't need them. We don't need them.
Joe, the other one needs to be for Jamar Chase. You need to keep that tandem together.
Yeah. He's the one I'm giving all my commissary to. No, Jamar, you got it, man. I got it. You got it. Here, you can have all my noodles, bro. You got it.
Here's my cigarettes. You can have my cigarettes.
Hey, we were talking, men's mental health has been big for us this month. We were talking about it and stuff. And I think one of the reasons that I thought I was borderline going crazy is I was about to turn 50. And I know you're turning 50 next month. Is that even a thing that you have thought about?
No. I don't even,
not yet.
I've been going through so much. I don't think I realized it until you just said it. Thanks.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, bro.
I mean,
there's nothing like this show to just bring up my self-esteem.
Yeah. LT.
Hold on, guys. Double down. Go ahead and double down on that. Yeah.
LT starts the interview off with your divorce, and then he hits your turning 50.
Yeah.
What is next? Tax problems?
I know, right? Why did I call?
If we have a Joe Burrow injury to report, that'll be the trifecta. That'll be a perfect trifecta for you.
Hey, can I ask you guys something?
Yeah.
The Bengals, they drafted Burton out of Alabama. What's your take on him since that's your neck of the woods?
He likes to talk a lot of shit.
Yeah, he's a great trash talker.
Does he?
Yeah, not afraid to hit fans who rush fields.
Yeah,
I actually think he is obviously.
Well, he learned from that.
He's not a T. Higgins. I think he'll be a nice 3.
Yeah, I was going to say he cannot replace T. Higgins. If you end up, trying to make him be the next T. Higgins, you couldn't do that. But I think he's a good 3. We're getting a lot of getting a lot of your hand right now. By the way.
Yeah. So is Gary now in his single life.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're good.
I got zoned out thinking about the Bengals.
I know. I noticed. Yes. No, he'll be a good 3 receiver for you. I'm with Lance. I think he could be a solid addition.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Remember
Just
Chris,
checking.
Remember Chris Collingsworth back in the day? He's nowhere near that good.
I knew you was going with that. I go, you got the wrong body type and skin color to compare to Chris Collinsworth.
Yeah, Chris Collinsworth, he was a coach on the field, gym rat. Can't keep him out of the film room.
Yeah.
Hey, do you like it when they do the alternative uniforms, when they do the white helmet they do sometimes? Do you like when they do that?
I love it. I like the white tiger helmet. There's some I see some NFL teams that say, yeah, you should probably let that go. But I like the Bengals. I like the white tiger.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm going to assume that you've got, and I think we might have hit on this with you years ago, but one of 7 siblings growing up in a trailer park. This guy lived in a trailer and came home from school one day and it was gone. It got repoed. Do you have any really good...
Oh, really?
Yeah, 7th grade.
Do you have any good stories like that? And what was a typical dinner in the trailer park for you guys?
TV dinner.
Yep.
Remember the TV dinners that you actually had to put in the oven?
It was like a brown. It was a brownie or pudding. I couldn't ever decide what it was.
Oh, and you didn't want the corn to fall into the brownie when you pulled the plastic off.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you ruined the brownie, Mom. There's a piece of corn in it. The Salisbury steak was hitting, though.
Yeah.
That Salisbury steak was hitting. I ain't gonna lie.
It was easily the best one. Like any TV dinner, Salisbury steak was the go-to.
Get you a piece of white bread and sop up that gravy. Yeah. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
The fried chicken was the worst. It was the worst fried chicken ever. It was nothing but bone and skin. There was no meat on that TV dinner fried skin. No meat at all. Always dark meat.
Yeah. That was a typical one. And then it was funny because before I started doing stand-up, we got powdered milk and government cheese like everybody else that was broke. And I didn't. So I started watching Def Comedy Jam when that's the first time I heard comedians talk about it. And I was like, wait a minute. Black people don't eat government cheese. We eat government cheese. That big rectangular box that came was all big and bulky.
Yeah.
You know what my mom used to do? You want me to tell you a secret? If anybody's out there struggling, this is what my mom does at grocery stores. And I thought this was normal. We'd always go grocery shopping at the end of the day when we'd go. And she'd go to the deli and say, can I get the cheese ends? And I always thought that was normal. And what the cheese ends are is when every day when the deli opens up and they cut the blocks of cheese, they put all the cheese ends in one bag. So you're getting a multiple variety of cheeses, and it's like $1. And she goes, "Can I get the cheese ends that you basically what you cut off for the day? It's almost like the heels of the bread." And they put it in a plastic bag. And that's how we always had our cheese. So I never knew people bought like blocks of cheese or Kraft cheese slices. You never knew what you was getting on our grilled cheese or macaroni and cheese. You might hit some pepper jack, some pumpernickel. It was always a surprise. It was almost like an M&M. Like, I don't know what color we're getting today.
Yeah, you were the most cultured kid in your class, though. I mean, you're eating provolone. Nobody else is.
Right?
Gary Owen is with us at Gary Owen Comedy on Twitter. He's coming to the Comedy Club as well.
Yeah, so he's got 2 shows tonight, Friday night. He's got 2 shows Saturday night. He's got a final show Sunday. To get tickets, very simple, 444-0008, stardome.com. One of the absolute funniest comedians out there, no doubt about it.
What was a luxury restaurant you went to? Like, as a kid growing up, if you went to this restaurant, you're like, paycheck must have hit today. We're eating big right now.
We had 2 spots. I don't know if you ever had this in Alabama. We had one called the Ground Round.
Nope.
And one called Po Folks.
Oh yeah, we had a Po Folks.
Remember Po Folks?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's only three Po Folks left in the country, and they're all in Florida.
Seriously?
Yeah, I ran across that a couple of weeks ago. I swear.
No way.
Yeah.
That's the first time I thought they had the best iced tea and soda in the mason jars.
Oh yeah.
That was the best part to me about Po Folks.
Dude, if
we went to Po Folks for prom. Oh my God, Mom! How are you going to pay the rent this month?
I know, well documented. Red Lobster has gone bankrupt, but we read today that Flava Flav is trying to save Red Lobster. Were you a Red Lobster guy at any point in your career?
Yeah. I thought Red Lobster was fine dining though. I thought that was so out of my league.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just like everybody else. I just went for the biscuits and then look for the cheapest thing on the menu, and you just fill up on the biscuits.
I'll take the shrimp scampi appetizer, please.
So the tour he's on is in the Bees, Birmingham. Before that, he's in Bahamas. Is there a favorite city that you not for comedy, just to be single and have a night out with the guys, chasing women, letting your hair down? Just
my gosh!
Is there a favorite city to go to that just go buck wild?
Buck wild.
Probably. Houston, probably the best.
Really?
Houston was not on my bingo card.
Yeah.
Why Houston?
You know what? I think Houston jumped up because during COVID, everybody would go to Atlanta and things like that, but Houston was open. So I think it just became a destination spot for people to hang out and have a guys' weekend or a girls' weekend out. But there's a lot to do in Houston. There's a lot to look at too. Yeah, they're not skipping on the grits.
There was a time when Tiger Woods was dominating golf because it seemed like it was him, maybe Phil, a couple of other guys. There was a lot of great young golfers. There's a lot of great young comedians. Who do you enjoy, like sitting back and watching a special or listening to a podcast? And do you agree with that? Do you agree there's a lot of great young comedians
I think there's a ton now. But we have the outlets that they can be seen. They're not held down by we hope a network gets behind them. Now you can kind of create your own narrative. And I don't know if he's really young, but I like Andrew Santino a lot. And of course Andrew Schultz is just amazing. I think he's the head of canceling the cancel culture. He was ahead of the game, going at people. I was trying to think. Like the Ralph Barboza's really taken off for the Latino community. He's like their new guy. I can keep going. There's so many, like you said.
When you're in
many good ones right now.
When you're in the casino, what's your favorite game and why? Are you a craps guy? You a blackjack guy? You just play the machines? What do you do?
Yeah, I like I'm on this little craps machine right now. I like it because you get left alone.
Yeah.
You just play it by yourself.
Yeah.
You're not held. You're not what is it? You don't have to high five people if you win.
Come on, shooter, stay hot. Shooter, stay hot.
Yeah. Right.
We talked about before years ago how you got into comedy. You were an MP in the Navy, but you only arrested 3 people your entire career. Like, what did you? 2 people. What did you have to do to get arrested? Because you stopped 1 million people, right?
Yeah, you had to. Let me tell you something. I'll give you one of my DUI arrests was we had a nightclub on the base at AB Coronado called Gator Garden. And when I tell you I let everybody go, I let everybody go. And this one dude, his car pulled up on the sidewalk, boom, 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 right when the bar's letting out. So 2 a.m. So I pulled him over, and as soon as I got to his car window, my whole plan is to let him go like I did everybody else. And he goes, I'm a black man without a record. I'm a black man without a record. I go, I want you to keep that title. Could you keep it down, please? And then he got so loud. I not pull him out. I asked him to get out of the car. I got him in the back car. And I'm literally just trying to talk to him like, dude, just chill. I got you. Just relax. He got so loud and so belligerent. Now he's trying to make a scene like, he pulled me over because I'm black. And he's doing that. And I'm going, dude, your windows are tinted. I didn't know what color you were. Now, granted, it was a Cadillac with a hell of a system and some rims on it. If you're gonna say guess, I would have guessed. But you ain't gonna tell me I knew. And it's funny because he kept trying to get all the brothers that was coming out of the nightclub to back him up, and they're all looking at me like, wrong cop, bro. Owen's cool, bro.
That's our guy. That's our guy. He pulled me over last night.
That's the wrong one.
All right, he is Gary Owen. Go see him this weekend at the Comedy Club.
Yeah, 2 shows tonight, 2 on Saturday, 1 final show on Sunday. Very simple. 444-0008, 205-444-0008, or stardome.com.
Gary, you know we love you, man. We appreciate the time, and great to have you back in Birmingham.
Yeah, we got to connect. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, man.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Spring weather is here, and our friends at Hemp Hill Services are offering a $69 HVAC tune-up plus 10% off any service call when you mention the next round. Call Adam, Chad, and the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Make sure your HVAC unit is ready to keep up with the changing weather. Hemp Hill Services, locally owned and operated independent train dealer. The team can service all makes and models. For all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, call Hemp Hill Services. It's hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com. That's 205-229-2090, hemphillservices.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Every day, someone is ridiculed and mocked for the clothing they chose to wear. It's a harsh reality we all must face. But you have the chance to change all of that with one visit to nextround.store. For just a few minutes of browsing, you will observe so many clothing options, from hats to hoodies to t-shirts. Please, for yourself or someone you love, go to nextround.store and embrace the warmth of true attire.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation, 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you, 969-8100 or michelson-laservision.com.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
The World Wide Web is a large place. Find all your favorite people and content in the same spot. NextRoundLive.com is full of wonderful tidbits about the show you know and love. Find our gear, listen to your favorite personalities, follow our socials, and enjoy your trip to NextRoundLive.com.
We're about to get to our 40 and 40 team in just a second. A reminder, you can catch Gary Owens this weekend at the Comedy Club. That number again, LT, for those that just watched it.
I'm going to the early show tonight. There's a 7 o'clock. There's a 9:45. He is absolutely hysterical. Guarantee you're going to love it. 444-888. That's 444-0008 or stardome.com. Tickets still available for tonight. Both shows tomorrow night, both shows, and the final show on Sunday.
And Black Jacket Symphony tonight in Pell City. Don't know if tickets still available or not, but Rob B., who is with us, he will be performing as Prince tonight, Black Jacket Symphony in Pell City this evening, coming up in the Floribama Lounge in just about 1 hour, performing with Rockstar. Should be a lot of fun here. This hour of the show being brought to you in part by our friends at HydroLive.
IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, all under one roof. Boost your immune system with HydroLive therapy. IV therapy treatments are packed with nutrients to increase energy, reduce stress, anxiety, boost that immune system, and much more. Go to their website, hydrolivetherapy.com. 2 locations in Birmingham, the original in Homewood, now Highway 119 in Greystone. There's a location in Tuscaloosa. They're open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Get hydrated before the weekend. Make sure you mention the next round. You're going to get 20% off any of those great services, and ask about memberships as well. Receive 1 free IV bag per month. You're going to recoup that IV membership fee in just one visit. Again, hydrolivetherapy.com for all the information.
Before we do our 40 and 40 team, Forrester, I'm sorry. Can you pull up that picture I gave you of the remodel at Beaver Stadium, what they were pulling out of the restrooms there? One bowl thing I didn't mention, Holiday Bowl back on Christmas Eve. Excuse me, the Hawaiian Bowl back on Christmas Eve.
I like that.
This year, so that is good. Beaver Stadium remodeling. Look what they pulled out of the bathrooms. I don't know if we still have any of these in Jordan-Hare or Bryant-Denny. I know they're not in Protective. For those that don't know, if you are over the age of 35, maybe even over the age of 40 now, that is a urinal trough that were very popular in American sports stadiums from about 1900 until recent years. They were still a big part of the bathrooms at Beaver Stadium for Penn State. The remodel that's going on, they're pulling out the last troughs.
Yeah, the trough is very nostalgic. A couple of things. The one that I probably urinated in the most was the booth, the old booth in Tuscaloosa, and they would pour ice in it.
Oh, that smell.
That's right.
To try to kind of offset the smell a little bit. But the best is out at the amphitheater where you have the urinals and then you have the hand washing, but some drunks think it's a piss tank and they'll walk over there and take a piss in it. And you're like, dude, that's where I wash my hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure the women that we work with up here can tell bathroom horror stories. But crowded game, having to go up there and do number one, standing side by side with other fans at a game, was never one of my favorite things to do.
It didn't bother me except when I was a kid. I would get stage fright as a kid. And I'll never forget going in Superdome. It was Nebraska LSU. I was at a random game in New Orleans, and I was really young. And I remember going in there and waiting, and it was my turn, and sitting in that trough with a bunch of dudes. And boy, you get stage fright.
Yeah, and when you're a kid, just being high enough to not having to shoot up and down is also a problem too. One more time on the picture, Forrester, if you can. Just not an ideal situation. I picture that's the way they went to the bathroom back during the Roman Empire. And we said, this worked back then. Let's just keep doing it.
Like the vomitorium or whatever.
Hey, the amazing thing is the acidity in the piss and what it can do. Like if you look at that, the stall wall next to it, and it's like melted basically.
It's like corroded.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy when you think about it. But you see the corrosion above that.
Barnacles.
Hey, and 100% that was the awkward. I mean, you not only did you keep eyes straight forward in that situation, I oftentimes was looking up at the rafters. I did not want to be the one guy that was get caught eye contact going anywhere else.
Feeding time.
Yeah. Let's do our 40 and 40 today. Brought to you by our friends at MyBookie. Hey, we've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. Well, MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game, folks. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action is in your hands and you don't even need to wear pants. How about that? Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code NEXTROUND. That's promo code NEXTROUND. And a revamped loyalty program ensures a host of exclusive VIP perks. Again, when you use the promo code NEXTROUND, the more you play, the more you win, only with mybookie.ag. Code NEXTROUND. Sign-on bonus. Win with it once, and it's yours forever. mybookie.ag. We're at number 24. Gig 'em. There's the Texas A&M Aggies. Before you tell me about Texas A&M, here's Mike Elko on his vision for Texas A&M, number 24 in our MyBookie countdown.
My vision for this program is very simple. Okay, we are going to build the premier football program in the country. Okay, we are not going to talk about it anymore. We are going to be about it. We will become the absolute best version of ourselves as quickly as possible, because the best version of Texas A&M football wins the national championship. The best version of Texas A&M football, our way, wins the national championship. But we also embrace who we are right now and where we need to work and where we need to improve to get where we want to go.
Not overselling it, just saying we're going to work to get there. It's sort of rephrasing what Nick Saban said when he got to Tuscaloosa. What do you think of Mike Elko at Texas A&M?
I think he's a really good coach, and we're going to see if he can become an elite coach. And this is going to sound strange. I believe he could win a national championship there. I never believed it with Jimbo Fisher. I think I was in the minority when he got that A&M job. Everybody was like, he's going to win a national championship with the resources. He did it at Florida State. I didn't believe in it. They finally get some discipline in College Station, and Elko is familiar. The familiarity with the program. He was a defensive coordinator from 19 to 21. He came over from Notre Dame. Ironically, it's where they open in College Station against Notre Dame. The bad news is you open with Notre Dame, you close with Texas, two really good top 10 opponents. The good news is no Ole Miss, no Alabama. All of your road games seem winnable at Florida, at Mississippi State, at South Carolina. Very difficult in Jordan-Hare, but still a game that is winnable.
Yeah, Notre Dame, LSU, Texas, all home games.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Missouri, home game. 7-6 last year, 4-4 in conference. The story was Connor Wegman got hurt early, and they had to turn to Max Johnson. And I think Wegman is going to be the best quarterback we've seen since Johnny Manziel, even better than Kellen Mond. I think he's got that kind of talent. Colin Klein, first-year offensive coordinator, loved this guy at Kansas State, was a Heisman finalist as a player, really, really good offensive mind. Mike Elko, 9-4 to 7-5 last year with the injury to Riley Leonard at Duke. If he can win 16 games in 2 years at Duke, now with the resources he's got, the only problem he's got is how loaded the SEC is, not only with talent, but with great coaches. But I think Elko will carve his way. I think he's going to do a good job there.
If I said to you, when you speak of the SEC, as we hit the top of the hour here on our live Friday show, Texas A&M is one of 10 programs, I think it goes 10 deep, that expects to win a national championship every now and then.
Yeah, no,
at least 10, right?
So you go Texas, Oklahoma, Alabama, Auburn, LSU, Georgia, Florida, and Tennessee.
Texas,
A&M, and who are we missing?
Have you done Texas and Oklahoma yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it's 9.
I don't think South Carolina,
did you
Missouri.
say LSU? You did, right?
Yeah. I think Ole Miss now, they believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to win some key games.
I would say
to
Ole
get
Miss
there.
believes that now.
Yeah. That would put you at 10.
Yeah. It's crazy. All right. That's our MyBookie number 24 team right there. MyBookie.ag gives you Texas A&M, thanks to the 94 of you that voted in our preseason countdown, one team every show. Until we get to SEC Media Days coming up. Team number 23 comes your way on Monday. You can do MyBookie anytime between now and then, anytime you want with the promo code NEXTROUND. Sign-on bonuses, winning with it once, and it's yours forever. MyBookie.ag, MyBookie.ag. When we come back, we tried to get into it yesterday, but we kept having breaking news on Dan Hurley and other things that were going on. So I've got 8 college football coaches who have been around a while.
And what about category? I got 4 categories.
Categories, again, are
confident,
positive, shaky, or negative that they can get the job done at their current school.
Okay.
Confident, positive, shaky, and negative.
Ready to roll.
All right. I got 8 of them next. We'll do that when we come back. The show being brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Boy, it's about to get hot. You do not want that air conditioner to go out.
I think 87 to 87 in the Birmingham area today and tomorrow. It is going to kiss 90 on Sunday. Make sure that AC unit ready to keep up with this weather. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or business, trust the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Never miss anything Auburn. Watch Village Vice at Wardam Pods on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
For a great experience in golf, go to Bent Brook, just off I-459 in the Birmingham area. You've got 27 holes where you can play your 18 holes 6 different ways. Open 7 days a week with 5 sets of tees that makes golf enjoyable for any level golfer. You get complimentary GPS on every golf cart, and the AU Victory bent grass greens play as pure as any in the area. Bent Brook continues to improve with upgraded greens and redesigned holes. Book that next tee time right now. BentBrook.com. BentBrook.com. The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonali.
Our friends at Longest Furniture believe in getting more style for less. Longest offers a great selection of furniture for your living room, bedroom, dining room, home office, and entertainment room, helping you elevate your home design and decor. Longest offers everything from vibrant outdoor furniture to breezy home accents. Everything you need to create your own sunshine sanctuary. Right now, you can save up to 10% store-wide, receive $300 in Longest sleep credits with select mattress purchases, and access special financing on tons of hot buys. Take exit 280 off the I-65 Hallmark Farms exit today to see what Longest has to offer you.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com.
There is no better place to watch your favorite sporting events and enjoy great food than one of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons. The TVs are everywhere with your favorite sports, and the menu is second to none. From the great appetizers like the waffle cheese fries to the Avery Island salad, handhelds like the all-new chicken bomber, bistro specialties with a special taste of the bayou, the amazing hand-patty burgers, the great po' boys, and the specialty drinks. Visit any of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons: Greystone, Stadium Trace and Hoover, and the brand new location in Trussville.
Hang out with the Next Round on the go. Whether you're driving to work, running errands, sitting on the beach, or you just need a break from the real world, we can keep you company. Check out the Next Round, Mystery Fifth Hour, and our other shows on your favorite podcast app. We'll meet you there.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Always our friends at Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Proud sponsor of the show. It's Friday. It's beer o'clock here on the show. Glad to have you along for the
cheers
ride.
there.
Yep. I got the Bud Light. You got the Stella.
I got a Stella. Yeah.
I think our C2's turned up a little too much on the kegerator. Is that a possibility? Is there C2 involved with that?
So it's not. We just haven't. I mean, I haven't poured a beer since last Friday.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody. We used to be really consistent up here. So it's going to take a couple of pours to get that head off.
Okay, I see. I had to blow it off like we were the old Milwaukee Brewer mascot from back in the early 1900s or so. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Brownie's on vacation today and all of next week. And we appreciate you guys being part of the show. This hour brought to you by Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. We tell you all the time, On your way to the beach, back from the beach this time of year, Alabaster Exit, great way to break up the drive and have a great lunch or get a to-go order to take it to the beach, to the lake, or take it home when you're coming back so you don't have to cook. Sterling will serve you up. You can call ahead or you can go online, championschchicken.com, get details. Great southern fried chicken, brined overnight, cooked to order, comes out piping hot. I'm a big two-breast guy. Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, so much more, championschchicken.com. Recapping the headlines before we get back to college football. Last night, 1-0 lead. The Celtics dominated the Mavericks. Game 2 coming up on Sunday. Celtics already a 7.5-point favorite there. Jason Tatum gets asked about exercising the demons in the finals for this franchise. It's been a while for these Celtics to get this championship. Here's Jason Tatum.
I know it's only one game, but sort of exercising those demons in game 1, getting back there, getting out there. How did that feel?
It felt great. To be honest, I was nervous. I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous in like a anxious way, right? As like a little kid, it was it's surreal being in the finals. And you know, when you're young, I guess in your career, you think you're always going to go back. And last year was kind of like a wake-up call when we didn't make it. So, you know, getting back to this point and being here, it's really a big deal. And, you know, we played well tonight. So a lot of things we feel like we could do better. But it definitely does feel good to win the first game. But we know that 2 years ago we won the first game and, you know, the outcome of that series. So we still have a lot of work to do.
They've won 8 straight playoff games.
So they're now 11-2 in the postseason this year. But going back 2 years ago, Steph Curry and Golden State come back and they win that championship. I can't believe how much pressure is on Jason Tatum. When you look at just total wins over the last 3 seasons, Boston has the most, but this is only his second NBA Finals. And it's not like he's an old man. They've got a really good supporting cast. They do need to close the deal here. But this is an organization, as proud as they are going for championship number 18, they haven't won a championship since 2008. So before we were doing a show together.
Didn't they, I mean, when we learned about Jason Tatum and it's Jaylen Brown,
Jaylen
right?
Brown, yep.
Those two were just pieces to when Kyrie was there. And then all of a sudden they were really good and they were like, we can build our franchise around these two
Yeah,
good
when it
guys.
comes to wins and losses, I mean, they're one of the top, 2, 3, 4 duos in basketball right now.
But they're not like the two guys they set out 2 lottery picks and we're going to go get these 2 guys and we're going to build our franchise.
Yeah, no.
They sort of discovered these 2 guys.
They did. And, you look at the other duo right now with Luka coming off a 30-10 night and then Kyrie Irving didn't play well.
6 of 19.
As far as talent, those are much more talented guys in my opinion, but Kyrie is going to have to get his head out of his ass, and he's going to have to start playing better basketball.
Game 2 coming up Sunday. We talked about this in the first segment. We'll just hear from Patty Gasso here. Oklahoma's women wins their 4th straight Women's College World Series last night. On the way to the dance, they eliminated Florida, beating them to make it to the finals. Then they beat Texas 2 out of 3, winning 2 straight games to win their 4th straight national championship. Here's Patty Gasso afterwards.
I would guess it's hard to put in perspective something that's never been done before, but what goes through your mind when you think of a 4-peat and winning 4 in a row?
How do I explain this? I'm so in the moment with them all the time. It's almost like, well, here we are again. It's I think when they're on their own, that I'll start understanding it more. But it's almost like, let's go. Okay, let's go win another one. And people say, let's go win one. And you're like, oh, okay, it's not like it's very difficult. Everything has to go right. What's really weird for me is in 4 years, I've never had to cry up here. Well, I did anyway, but because they were all sitting here. When they're out, I don't, it's easier. But it's like I haven't felt the hurt of the last loss. And that is just incomprehensible. At this level, it's crazy, but it's an honor.
Senior class, 235 and 15, and they all won a national championship.
Damn, she's getting paid. You know what she makes a year?
No.
Just take a guess. Because, softball's not going to generate any money, really.
I'd say $1 million a year for the greatest softball coach of all time.
$1.6 million this year.
Wow.
I mean, that's a big number.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, obviously well-deserved.
Yep. She ties now. I forget who she ties, but probably somebody for UCLA that's won 8 national championships. They come to the SEC, so does Texas. All 13 softball-playing SEC teams made the playoffs last year. Later in the show will be the Floribama Lounge. Rockstar with a Friend, Robbie, will be here. He's part of the Black Jacket Symphony performing Prince, coming up in the in Pell City tonight on the lakefront. Tomorrow, down at Protective Stadium, 2 o'clock is the first of 2 UFL playoff games this weekend. Michigan and the Birmingham Stallions. Winner goes on to the UFL championship game next Sunday in St. Louis. So come cheer on your hometown Stallions one last time to try to win a conference championship again. They're going for a three-peat. Enjoy the Fan Fest, on-the-field opportunities for the kids, and so much more with the Birmingham Stallions, the best franchise in the spring football world right now. Tickets start at $10 and are available at theufl.com. Theufl.com. Panthers and Stallions, Protective Stadium, 2 o'clock tomorrow. Go cheer on the Stallions and giddy up right there. All right, college football. I gave you the criteria. Which is positive or confident? Positive should be at the top, right?
Yeah.
Confident they will is you're almost
positive. Should be the top.
Okay. Positive, it's going to happen. Confident they'll get it done. Shaky, you don't know. Negative, no way.
Okay.
I got 8 coaches that I think the jury's out on in some form or fashion.
You think we'll go 2-2-2 here?
Oh, maybe. Lincoln Riley is where I'm going to go first at LSU. At USC. Lincoln Riley, I think, won 11 games his first year, but it was pointed out to me when we were doing some prep work that they didn't play Washington or Oregon in that year when they went 11-3.
Oh, they had a beneficial schedule. Luganville brought it up the other day. They were plus 22 in takeaways, which is probably never going to happen again. But I saw Lincoln do it at Oklahoma.
8-5 with Caleb Williams last year is why he's on this list.
Well, the defense was disgusting. Deanton Lynn will take over the defense. I think it's going to be much better. They're getting players through the portal. They're spending a lot of money. I am going to say, positive to me with Lincoln Riley would be a national championship. I'm not positive he wins a national championship. I am confident they are going to win 8 to 10 games every year in the Big Ten. So I'm confident.
They're going to be a playoff team. You're confident he's a playoff team?
I think within the next 3 years, they will be in the college football playoff. If they're not, he's gone.
But he's at a program that should be there every year.
Should be. I mean, they would have been, in his first year, they would have been in a 12-team playoff, even losing the Pac-12 championship game. But I am extremely confident, not positive, but I'm extremely confident.
Mario Cristobal did an okay job at Oregon. He's at Miami now. Positive, confident, shaky, negative that he gets the job done at Miami.
So I would have said shaky until they got Cam Ward in the portal. Now I'm kind of confident. I just think if we could, give me a crystal ball and look into December and see what the record is, I could give you a definitive answer here. I am going to lean confident on Cristobal, but it's between shaky and confident.
That's a rise, though. Confidence a rise from where he has been. Dabo Swinney, who by any standard is going to be on a decline because at one point you were positive he was going to continue to win. Where are you now on Dabo Swinney, this point moving forward?
Okay, are we talking championships or are we talking college football playoff appearances?
I think making the playoffs is where the standard should be now for all of these teams.
Okay, I am confident that Dabo will consistently, at least every other year, be in the college football playoff now that it is expanded to 12. So that's 3 straight confidence.
Yeah, that is 3 straight confidence, but no positives. Oklahoma State's Mike Gundy, very different looking Big 12 now.
So I give him an A, the job he's done in Stillwater. But as far as making a college football playoff, I am going to go shaky here. I think they could this year with a 7th-year starting quarterback in Alan Bowman. Ollie Gordon, you can make an argument, it's the best running back in football. The way they turned around, the way they were playing middle of September towards the end of the year was a pretty remarkable turnaround. I'm still going to go shaky, though. I think the Big 12... every other year is only going to get 1 in. I think every other year they can squeeze 2. I just don't know how often that second team is going to be Oklahoma State. I'm going to go shaky here.
Obviously, Texas and Oklahoma ran that league. Has Oklahoma State's sort of neighborhood, their situation, is it better now without Texas and Oklahoma? Have they moved up the pecking order, or is it just as cluttered?
I think it's just as cluttered because the problem is you get Texas and Oklahoma out, but what has happened? Kansas and Kansas State have gotten better.
This next one's going to be tough for you. Brian Kelly.
I'm positive on Brian Kelly.
You're positive on a consistent playoff?
Yes.
Probably winning a championship at some point.
And I'm not going to be surprised at all with everybody talking about Ole Miss and Missouri if LSU is that other SEC team that gets in the college football playoff this year. But I am positive Brian Kelly is going to be good there.
This one's tough for you. Lane Kiffin.
I am, again, if we could look into December, if they've got 3 losses and they miss the college football playoff, I would say probably between shaky and negative. But if he makes one, then I would have to go confident. I mean, right now I'm between, it's kind of like Cristobal, I'm shaky to confident. I feel better about Miami this year than I do Ole Miss. I don't know why. I'll lean confident.
I'm going to do a little research over the weekend. On Monday, I want to ask you, is there a chance Lane Kiffin can become the best coach in Ole Miss history? Obviously, Johnny Vaught's name's on the stadium. I got to go back and look at what Johnny Vaught did.
I would almost peel that arrow away.
You would?
Yeah, I'm just talking about in modern, and what do we consider modern college football?
I think modern college football, in my opinion, should be 1970 forward.
Okay. Well, if we do that, then yes, I think but I look
he
back
may already
right now,
be there.
I think Hugh Freeze has accomplished more at Ole Miss than Lane Kiffin has. That can quickly change this year.
Ryan Day.
Oh, I am confident, and I don't know if it's more so in Ryan Day or just the program in general.
You've got to be positive that he's going to be in the playoffs every year. You've got to be positive. I mean, there's no scenario that Ohio State misses the playoffs.
I mean, if they miss the playoff this year, he's gone, which is crazy when you look at his winning percentage. I'm not, but see, I look at Ohio State differently. It's not about just getting to the college football playoff. I mean, Ohio State fans, if you get to the college football playoff, and even if you win 2 games but you don't win a championship, it's a disappointing year this year. So I am confident that he's going to be able to get to college football playoffs. I am not positive he's going to win national championships.
Last one, Josh Heupel, Tennessee. Fascinating year for the Tennessee program, in my opinion.
I think we're going to know more about Heupel this year. Is he a really solid coach, or is he a, starting to progress towards an elite coach? If Nico's as good as advertised and he comes in and he wins 10 games and Tennessee sneaks into the college football playoff, then you start to think, hey, man, this Heupel guy might end up being the real deal. I would say right now I am confident that Tennessee, with their collective, year in, year out, will be closer to the college football playoff than not.
Heupel could be great value Lincoln Riley if he continues to have great offenses. Their defense was a lot better than USC, but Lincoln Riley went to the playoffs a lot at Oklahoma. Now he's at USC. He's got to build that program.
Yeah, I would think Tennessee would be, if they played this year, I think Tennessee's probably better, but I think those programs are kind of comparable right now.
Just some college football coaches that are sort of, in limbo of what their legacy could be or will be or should have been at some point. One more thing here to tell you about after I tell you about Storm Restoration Roofing. Greg from Pell, it involves Nate Oates and facilities at Tuscaloosa, so stand by for that. Storm Restoration Roofing's on standby for your roof. Greg from Pell City, you call this number. It's his cell number, 205-542-3531, 542-3531. He'll get on your roof and give you a free no-cost roof inspection. You see that young lady on the right, that beautiful young lady, a very happy Storm Restoration customer. Her roof is ready to go for the next decade, thanks to Greg from Pell City. He's great with insurance providers, right? Actually doing some work for someone up here right now because of the insurance, right? He's great with storm damage, locally owned for over 20 years. The crews are local sometimes, oftentimes. You've got family members of Greg on that crew there. That's what a family operation's all about. 205-542-3531, Storm Restoration Roofing, or look him up, Greg from Pell City on Facebook. Forrester, give me the Nate Oates tweet earlier. Very excited for a state-of-the-art facility for our program that will enhance our student-athlete experience. I cannot thank the Board of Trustees, the Interim Chancellor, Greg Byrne, and President Bell enough for their continued support, as well as our donors and incredible fans. What they're doing now, Alabama has the plans for the Alabama basketball training and player development facility expansion and renovation. It's about a $60 million commitment to renovate and build out the practice facility and the weight rooms and the training rooms and everything that goes for basketball. Alabama's in a very good spot. They've already got their own practice facility. Now they're just going to enhance it, make it better. And it was one of the things that Nate Oates wanted, to not go to Kentucky.
Yeah,
more NIL money, this facility right here, more important to him than replacing Coleman Coliseum.
You know, when we were in Tuscaloosa in February, I mean, obviously the facilities are state-of-the-art. So basically now Alabama is going to have top-shelf facilities everywhere except for where they play in Coleman Coliseum.
And again, I think the only thing you have to do at Coleman Coliseum is rearrange the seating. Get the students down running the baseline on that far side away from the benches. Baseline, inline to inline.
That would be good, but I mean, I think as a season ticket holder, I think people want, state of the art.
Yeah.
And you want some maybe luxury suites, and you want a new facility, man. That hangar is old.
$60 million, a lot cheaper than $1.2 billion or whatever it takes to build a new basketball arena. But there you go, Alabama with a new basketball facility being renovated, expanded, and continuing to hit the checklist of things Nate Oates wanted to stay and make the Alabama basketball program grow. All right, there you go. That's a little sports for you today. When we come back, trash, and then the Floribama Lounge to round out a Friday show. This is the next round, being brought to you today in part by our friends at Champy's world-famous fried chicken. Champy'sChicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. I talked about going to and from the beach or the lake. It's a great place for lunch every day for the working man, the person that goes out and brings home the bacon. Before you bring home the bacon, put a little chicken in your stomach. Deep fried, brined overnight, the best chicken fingers in the world. It's Champy'sChicken.com.
Follow The Next Round on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Next Round Live.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites. Only at Twin Peaks.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, for the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Our friends at Longest Furniture believe in getting more style for less. Longest offers a great selection of furniture for your living room, bedroom, dining room, home office, and entertainment room, helping you elevate your home design and decor. Longest offers everything from vibrant outdoor furniture to breezy home accents. Everything you need to create your own sunshine sanctuary. Right now, you can save up to 10% store-wide, receive $300 in Longest sleep credits with select mattress purchases, and access special financing on tons of hot buys. Take exit 280 off the I-65 Hallmark Farms exit today to see what Longest has to offer you.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Trash coming up in just a second. Can you pull the urinal photo back again? Because I've got an update. Nobody has answered from Jordan Hare yet. But Kevin, whose season tickets is in section N5, this is Beaver Stadium, Penn State. They're remodeling, and one thing they're doing is pulling out the old school 1900s urinals from the men's bathrooms, the troughs. Kevin tells me in section N5, Bryant-Denny Stadium, where his season tickets is, still has the trough inside the stadiums over there. So still some at Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Listen to this. I had somebody send me, my granddad at Baylor used to hide in the stall. They would hook up a crank battery to the aluminum trough, wait for rival fraternity guys to come in, pee, and then electrify it.
What?
This is in the 40s, yeah. Quite the prank, right?
That is not quite the
Fry somebody's junk.
Anyway, that update on the advancements we made in men's restrooms in stadiums all across college football. Hey, you want to improve things in your home? That's where Brad Bell comes in. Brad Bell specializes in master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. He's done work at your house. Is he there right now?
He's going to be there later today. So he's done the master bath. We are finalizing things on the kitchen right now. But yes, he will be out at my place later today. Absolutely love the work he did on the bathroom and really looking forward to modernizing the kitchen as well. Kitchen's 17 years old, and it is time for the makeover, and Brad and his gang, they are the absolute best.
Yeah, you can call Brad today or you can text Brad. This is his cell number, 205-422-1758. 422-1758. You see the number on the screen. That's his personal cell. You get a direct line straight to Brad at that phone number. And his team, they're now serving Huntsville and Mobile as well, so make the call that LT and Brownie have made. Brad Bell at A+ Tile Home Remodeling, 205-422-1758. All right, it's about to be trash time here. Still to come, Robbie will be with us as they perform Prince, The Purple Rain at Pell City tonight, Black Jacket Symphony. That's coming up next in the next segment. One thing to prove that we're getting older, if all the changes in college football today was not enough, can you show me the basketball commitment we didn't get to yesterday, Forrester? Do you remember the Marbury's the shoes, the Marbury's?
Oh, yeah. Starberries.
Yeah, the Starberries. His son now is committed to play basketball at Cal. Stephon Marbury's son is old enough to make a commitment to go play basketball at Cal.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we're seeing right now. Mashburn's kids playing in New Mexico. I mean, you know, the generation I grew up watching, they've all got kids playing.
They've all got kids that are playing now. We get older. Trash never gets old. It's brought to you by Mortgage Right. Hit the big button, Lunsford.
Tavares, right in the butt. What?
No. LT's Trash is presented by Mortgage Right. Mortgages done the right way.
Hey, if you're looking for a new home, our friends at Mortgage Right here to help. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned home buying veteran, their great service and low rates make the process easy. And speaking of veterans, they are veteran-founded right here in Birmingham. So remember, whether you're looking for your final home or your first home, whether you have a big down payment or need 100% financing, our friends at Mortgage Right, one-stop shop. Visit them online, mortgageright.com. Call the Birmingham office, 205-900-7200, NMLS 2239, equal housing lender.
Jay says the trough is actually the best best invention in men's toiletry at a sports stadium. Whatever you get in and out faster with, he thinks the trough actually speeds things up.
I would not disagree. I think, again, it was a little more difficult as a kid going to games. I got no problem with the trough right now, except the way it smells. But bathrooms in general don't smell good.
Goose says the prank is an urban legend. Mythbusters disprove the peeing on an electric fence myth.
Okay, so, this is a good buddy of mine, Jim. I don't know why, unless his grandfather was just throwing the urban myth at him, and it was like a good night story. I don't know.
But were you ever told, because I grew up in the country, an electric fence, were you not told by a grandparent or a parent not to pee on the electric fence?
So my grandpa Abney had a bunch of land in Maplesville, and had a bunch of horses and cows, and they had those fences, and I was told not to pee on it.
Yeah, don't pee on that fence.
I believed it.
I believed it too. I wasn't gonna challenge.
No,
I wasn't gonna be a myth buster.
So I think this is kind of important. Our first story here, because there's a lot of couples that break up and there's a dog involved, and who gets the dog? Like going to different dog parks, and I go to 2 different ones that I take Chili and Bullet to. I have talked to dog owners that actually share custody of the dog. Now, you guys know in the breakup this past year or last spring, I lost Ladybird. Ladybird's no longer in the 205. She has moved, different state now. So I don't really get to keep up with Ladybird.
But she's doing well, I hear.
Yeah, I'm sure. Bill moving through the state house could change how pet custody cases are handled in Rhode Island. Now, this bill is meant to alleviate some of those costs and concerns. According to State Representative Charlene Lima, quote, "It's a horrible situation. People have spent hundreds and thousands of dollars trying to get their pet back." Lima has sponsors legislation that would establish a process for judges to follow when handling dog divorces. She said the bill is long overdue and ensures pets are treated less like property and more like family. It includes factors like which party owned the pet first, who took on most of the responsibility, and which living arrangement is in the best interest of the animal. I guess it's just like kids, you have to figure this thing out.
Right.
With pets, it is just not really convenient. And I just wonder with the shared custody, how long it is before somebody's like, look, you're out. I'm just not bringing the pet anymore.
But I was behind a lady on 280, the 280 here the other day, and she had a sticker that said, my kids have 4 paws. That was her sticker. So her dogs were her kids. They meant everything to her.
Well, I think for the Lunsfords right now, you guys don't have kids. Is it not your dog?
Oh, 100%. That is our child.
Yeah, so. That's I've got kids, but, my dogs, my kids primarily, in summer, Jack's maybe more with me than Bethany, but like in school, they're always with Bethany, or at least they spend the night there the majority of the time. And so my dogs, Bullet and Chili, are my kids. I get it. It's a difficult situation. But
no doubt,
Rhode Island would be the 11th state to adopt such language.
I would imagine Alabama's not one of them.
I would assume, God forbid, if you and Maggie busted up, you would just tell her to take the dogs?
If she wanted to punish me, if say I cheated on her, she wanted to divorce me and punish me, she would make me keep the dogs.
The dogs are yours.
I do love little Angus, and Charlie Cockblocker is I have moments where I care for him a great deal. But if both of them were with her, I'd want her to have them. They mean a lot to her.
Yeah, that's like Maddie really only likes Bullet. Like Chili is difficult. But I've got a soft spot for Chili, too. Yeah. I love this next idea, and I think this should be, like, universal moving forward, because I remember getting drugged to cemeteries as a young kid, walking the Verbena and Maplesville cemeteries, and really just bored to death. But how about this? Some families are remembering their dearly departed with the help of a QR code on headstones.
Wow.
One mother shared her experience on social media of going to a cemetery to visit her 3 children who were killed by a drunk driver. She relived cherished memories with her kids. Now, the QR is placed on the headstone. Visitors can view photos and videos of the deceased. Now, the Turning Hearts founder and CEO, Brian Kuntz, tells Inside Edition, quote, "We have a lot of families that really do it to help bring kind of closure to what they're going through." Quote, "I love that anybody that goes to this gravesite, they get to know the man that's laid to rest there, not just a name and some dates, but they get to know him." I think this is kind of cool. Like, if I was stuck in a cemetery, I'd kind of like to get a backstory.
Yeah. I have an idea. It's not my idea. It's actually Tim's idea. I didn't put trash together, but based off of this, if you were to do a QR code, like, we had an idea for a business where basically you bring somebody in if you know they're old and, like, it could happen in the next couple years or so. And like you get a professional radio person like us to interview them about their life. And then like they come in and pay for the service. And it's basically like a podcast about the person's life. And you can film it, you can record it. And then when you do the QR code.
Dude, that's $1 million idea. You probably shouldn't be sharing that over the airwaves.
Everybody. I already told them. I was like, I don't think we can make that work. So
I think we could because it's exactly what I think Tom Brokaw did it. Somebody did it with World War II survivors before we lost the greatest generation, before they all died off. And that was the reason why, to sit down and just document their real-time stories.
How depressing, though, to come in knowing and you're paying for that. It's almost like in The Irishman. I don't know if you've seen it on Netflix, where he's out like shopping for his own coffin. Like knowing, the time's going to come.
It comes for us
Very
all
morbid,
at some point.
But yeah, you're right. Hey, how about this headline? Man killed by train identified. Suspect eats his leg and waves it around.
Okay.
This is out of Wasco, California. The man who was
should be noted, stock photo at the bottom. That's a turkey leg from Disney. Okay, go ahead.
Man who was struck and killed by a train in Wasco back in late March and whose leg was allegedly eaten by a man has been identified by the county coroner's office. Now, the coroner said at around 8 a.m. March 22nd, Horatio Panolas, 48 years old, was struck by a train, died at the scene. A 27-year-old man removed Horatio's leg from the scene, was seen by witnesses shortly later, waving around the leg and allegedly eating it. Rosendo Tellez was sentenced to a year in jail in early May. Tellez also faces charges of bringing drugs into the jail. Now, autopsy revealed the cause of death was multiple blunt force injuries, and the manner of death was an accident. You think this dude that's going into the pen, who's got a year now for eating this guy's leg, do you stay away from a guy like that?
100%. Because there are things that some of the inmates try to force newbies to do that, knowing that he would eat human body parts, you would not want him to participate.
I say that, Jeffrey Dahmer was, beaten to death. I think with a mop stick.
Yeah, I understand that. Yes, yeah. But I would not want to. This guy's gonna be a short timer. I wouldn't want to be any. In fact, I would not want to be a cellmate.
So interesting story here. Kind of weird on where the parameters are, but a restaurant in Missouri has taken exclusivity to new levels by imposing age restrictions on customers to, quote, prevent drama and allow older folks to enjoy happy hour in peace. Now, men have to be at least 35 years.
Oh, wait, no, we're going to have, okay, men have to be 35, okay.
To dine at Bliss in St. Louis, whereas women
have to be 21.
Are allowed at 30.
Okay.
Now, owner Marvin Pate, who only just qualifies himself at the teenager age of 36, said the restriction has created an atmosphere of, quote, pure utopia for his customers. Something for the older people to come out, have a happy hour, some get food, not to worry about some of the young folks that bring some of that drama. Of course, we have been getting a little backlash, but that's okay because we're going to stick to our code. It represents pure happiness, pure utopia. It's a home away from home. You can come here and feel like you're actually at a resort.
In college towns, everybody searches out the 18 and over bars, right? When you're a college kid, because that's a place you can go. If you're looking for something like this, I have no problem having a 30 and over bar. You got to be 30. Can I see your ID? I got to check your ID.
Yeah, but what kind of drama are we looking at?
Do I not look over 30? No, you don't look over 30.
Dudes 35 are still really immature. They're still trying to hit on girls. So it's like that's not going to change. I mean, maybe you weed out some fighting.
Yeah, I don't think Taylor will get this in about 12 seconds maybe, but I don't think people of her generation go to happy hours. That doesn't. No. Yeah, I mean, happy hours
is you weed out money. Like I feel like when you're younger and college age, you're still on your parents' dime a lot of times. When you get up to your 30s, if you're going out to certain places like this, that like you're the kind of person that goes to a place like that. But a lot of times, like we go out, my wife and I go out all the time, and there's college kids that I can tell are on their parents' dime going to places they shouldn't be going.
Right.
And it's not like an elitist thing. It's just like I can tell you're here because your parents are paying for this, and this isn't your scene. So, like, this is more for people. This is their scene.
Right.
Go there.
I've got a theory on happy hour. For my old man, when he was in town, he wouldn't come home till 10 or 11 o'clock at night. He wasn't working.
No.
Now, I think happy hour, and I had this conversation at Casino Superior because they used to spend money with me on jocks way back in the day. And I was like, we can capture happy hour. There's not a great happy hour anywhere in Birmingham. Superior was the last to have a really banging happy hour, and that was back in the late 1990s. So we started talking it out. We did a bunch of different things, and it just never really worked. And it was still one of the better happy hours around Birmingham. But my theory is, with the cell phone, now the wife knows exactly where the husband is, and they can't say they're out working or whatever. The cell phone has killed happy hour. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Put that on a T-shirt. The cell phone killed happy hour.
The cell phone did kill happy hour. Happy hour hasn't been around 15, 20 years. If people are out there and they know a good happy hour in Birmingham, let me know, because I don't think one exists. Finally, once beloved baby names on the brink of extinction right here in the U.S.
Let's see if we like them.
Al and Bess, once popular names among the baby boomer generation, are the top boys and girls' names on the verge of disappearing. Fewer than 20 babies each year are given the names Al and Bess. I guess Bess really isn't a surprise. Al, I would think.
Well, Bess would be short for Beatrice, maybe?
Bessie.
Or Betsy. Al is short for Alan or Alvin. Okay, go ahead.
Albert.
Kathy, Christy,
yeah,
Deidre.
Kathy Christie also dropped to the list of endangered girls' names, while Bernie and Bert could be going extinct in the male line. These names were once considered popular, ranging in the top 150 names in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Their substantial drop as the top choice for new parents has pushed it towards extinction. The top endangered names were compiled using annual data from babies registered with the Social Security Administration. If only 20 to 50 babies are given a name each year, it's considered to be going extinct.
My mom is number 6, Gail. Gail is her name. Spelled just like that, so... if you're listening, Lula Gale, your name is not being used so much anymore.
I would say that like John and Jim will never go anywhere because they're such classic names, much like my son Jack.
They're biblical names like John, James, stuff like that.
That's right. I'm James, actually, and it's from the Bible. So the Bible, for most of it, there's not a lot of Leviticus's running around, but yeah, those hang around.
Next dog name, there we go.
Not a lot of Jobs running around?
Not a lot of Jobs, but it's a good dog name. You're right, Leviticus. That is Trash Today, brought to you by Mortgage Right.
Yeah, our friends at Mortgage Right want to remind you they were veteran-founded here in Birmingham, and while their area they serve may have grown, their commitment to Birmingham and veterans has not changed. Before you take the next steps on a new home purchase or refinance, talk with the team at Mortgage Right. One-stop shop for everything. 205-900-7200. Or online, mortgageright.com/TNR, NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
Boy, do we have a treat next in the Floribama Lounge. Rockstar performs every Friday, or he brings in a friend. Robbie is here. Prince, Pell City, Black Jacket Symphony. If you love Prince, you're going to love this next in the Floribama Lounge on TNR.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Things fall apart. There's even a book about it, but that doesn't mean you have to break the bank to fix them. Ryan Brown here for the next round. Our friends at Mortgage Right have a new renovation option that will make repairs and other home improvements easy. If you've recently purchased a home and find yourself short on cash, or you're looking to buy a fixer-upper, Mortgage Right's renovation loan program can help you spruce up your space. Repairs can be made to your roof, plumbing, flooring, and more with the help of top-notch mortgage professionals. So get your fix by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR. NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
For a great experience in golf, go to Bent Brook, just off I-459 in the Birmingham area. You've got 27 holes where you can play your 18 holes 6 different ways. Open 7 days a week with 5 sets of tees that makes golf enjoyable for any level golfer. You get complimentary GPS on every golf cart, and the AU Victory bent grass greens play as pure as any in the area. Bent Brook continues to improve with upgraded greens and redesigned holes. Book that next tee time right now. BentBrook.com. BentBrook.com.
Hey, you. Summer's here. Time to get hot. And at New Balance Birmingham, that's just what we got. For a summertime vibe, see what's inside. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
You
could win a Cadillac CT5 or your share of $25,000 in free play and cash at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Play the latest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can be a winner too. Come win your share during the Cadillac CT5 and $25,000 giveaway at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Drawings April 5th and 6th. Located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older, must be present to win.
Every day, someone is ridiculed and mocked for the clothing they chose to wear. It's a harsh reality we all must face. But you have the chance to change all of that with one visit to nextround.store. For just a few minutes of browsing, you will observe so many clothing options, from hats to hoodies to t-shirts. Please, for yourself or someone you love, go to nextround.store and embrace the warmth of true attire.
Back with you on the next round. Floribama Lounge, great place for live music. We're about to get Robbie in here with Rockstar in the Floribama Lounge, a little Prince. Maybe the first time we've had a Prince song in the lounge. Tell us about the Floribama, and then we'll let Rockstar do the introduction.
Their fishing rodeo is going on this weekend. They're going to have the weigh-in at the Old River Grill, one of our places we did a show last August from. That's 2 to 7 today, 12 noon to 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Follow Floribama socials to see the weigh-ins. Join them in person for the awards on Sunday at the Floribama Yacht Club. We've got Taylor Hicks coming back. That is June 15th next weekend. Big Earl is always there. Don't forget about Big Earl's Dive Bar Cafe. It starts at noon. But the fishing rodeo is going on this weekend. Weigh in today, weigh in tomorrow, awards on Sunday. Stop in, see all the fine folks. Tell them the next round sent you.
Hold on. Getting another microphone on.
That's me. So
Okay.
the year was about 2018, I believe. And we have Black Jacket has a thing called Party of the Year. And we had a guy that sang with me that could not do it. And we were in Raleigh, North Carolina. And we had another guy come in. And we had a trailer on the side of the stage where everybody came in. And then this gentleman next to me walked up. He says, "My name's Robbie. I will be singing." And I was like, "Nice to meet you, Robbie." We do a sound check. Robbie goes to change, disappears for about an hour. He comes back. We look like ballet guys. We have a black vest with a little black tie and a white shirt. This guy comes out in I wish I had a picture, because my first impression, you had studded boots, bedazzled breeches and shirt, and a bedazzled top hat. Absolutely. And I was like, this guy's here to play.
Well, right now he's wearing
right?
He's wearing Wes Hightower's mesh shirt from Urban Cowboy in 1980.
What he told me was these are his relaxing clothes. But he got on stage, and I have never been. It's been a lot of people. It takes a lot to get me in awe. And when Robbie did "I Got You," James Brown, homeboy did a toe touch in the middle of the song. This is the first time he ever. And I just looked at him like, and since then, like, this guy is the leader of this group. Whenever we play with Robbie is the guy, and he's one of the most talented. Seeing the Prince show in Montgomery, it's incredible, your energy. But without further ado, Robbie, come on the mic. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, everybody. Yeah. I am Robbie, and I am Sean's reflection. So everything he said about me, he's looking at himself.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
He opened up. We had to play a wedding one time, and it wasn't really getting into it. And Robbie's doing everything he can to get everybody. So we did "Satisfaction" by Rolling Stones, and my ass jumps off the stage, inspired by his energy, and I start dancing with the bride and playing with her hair. And then they told me, like, "Hey, you don't touch a bride's hair."
What if you would have blown your knee?
I mean, I like jump off. I'm not as athletic as him. Like, I just got off the stage during Satisfaction. There's like the bridal party, and I got in with them, and then I was like touching her head, and like people were like, "You do not do that." And I looked at Robbie, and I was like, "See what you did."
Yeah, see what you did. So we're in the Floribama Lounge. Thank you to the Floribama. And tonight, the Black Jacket Symphony is performing Purple Rain over in Pell City. And you guys have a song you're doing for us today. What are you doing, Rocky?
And by the way, Prince's birthday today. He would have been 66.
Oh, absolutely. Prince is amazing. Just making sure we keep that fearless energy evolving. And today we are doing Raspberry Beret.
Oh, Raspberry Beret. I don't think our stage is big enough for Robbie right now.
Oh, I think it's big enough.
Okay, let's go.
First time playing together, this song.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, everyone. My name is Robbie. This is Sean. This song is Raspberry Beret. Happy birthday, Prince. I was working part-time at a 5 and dime. My boss was Mr. McGee. He told me several times that he didn't like my kind, 'cause I was a bit too leisurely. Seemed that I was busy doing something close to nothing, but different than the day before. My Lord, that's when I saw her. Ooh, I saw her. She walked in through the outdoor. You know it, sing along. She wore a raspberry beret, the kind you find at the second-hand store. Raspberry beret. Hey. And if it was warm, she wouldn't wear more. Raspberry beret. I think I love her. Built like she was. She had the nerve to ask me if I plan to do any harm. So let me tell you, I pulled in the back of my bike and we went riding down by old man Johnson's farm. Hey, I said now overcast days never turn me on, but something about the clouds in her makes it. She wasn't too bright, but I could tell by the way she kissed me. She knew how to get her kicks, and everybody sang, "Oh, raspberry beret, the kind you find at the second-hand." She wore raspberry beret, and if it was warm, she wouldn't wear it. She wore a raspberry beret. I think I love her. Listen. Rain sounds so cool when it hits the barn roof, and the horses wonder who you are. Listen, thunder drowns out what the lightning sees, and you feel like a movie star. Oh, they say the first time ain't the greatest, but let me tell you, if I had a chance to do it all again, that's right, I wouldn't change the stroke, 'cause baby, I'm the most, with a girl as fine as she was then. Find at the second-hand store. And if it was warm, she wouldn't. She wore a raspberry beret. Sean, I think I love her. Raspberry beret. Oh, the kind you find at the second. No, raspberry beret, right there. And if it was warm, she wouldn't wear much more. A raspberry beret. I think I love her.
That was incredible. We're going to do another one, right?
That is amazing.
Do we have another one?
Oh, we don't have that. That was just put together 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That was what you just saw was what 15% of what you will do tonight. 15%. But this guy is all over the stage. It is such a show. He is such a performer. So if you were looking up for something to do tonight, support Robbie and Black Jacket Symphony. See them at Pell City performing Prince's Purple Rain on Prince's birthday.
Wait, can we not do Purple Rain real quick? You can do Purple Rain on guitar.
I don't want to do. That's part of the show, man.
Can I ask you?
Yes.
Obviously, you can be hired out. You do music
Absolutely.
for a living. So, I mean, for corporate events, charity events, weddings and stuff, how do we get in contact with you other than this QR code?
Do you bring band with you?
Oh yeah, I have a full band.
Okay.
My band name is just my name, Robbie, and I perform at a lot of festivals all over the country, at different concert venues. So just go to hellorahb.com, HELLORAHBI.com, and I'd love to inspire you and your friends.
All right. I mean, see, one day I picture our kickoff party in August when we do it every year. I picture it at some point having a stage with musical events.
I think it would be great.
Yeah.
Let's kick it off this year with this guy.
With Rockstar.
Let's do it.
Can we get something abbreviated one more? That was too good to only do one.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't want to spoil the momentum, but I don't even know what key y'all do.
Well, you don't have to do Purple Rain. Is there another song you like, Robbie, that doesn't even, I mean, whatever you want. I mean, we'll do anything.
He's got Purple Rain going right there.
Song,
Okay.
It could be anything. I mean, it doesn't even have to be Prince. If Rockstar and you have the same, if you have something that Rockstar knows, I mean, we got.
Can you do Bobby Brown, My Prerogative?
I can see backup on that
we
one.
only know
Flip it,
humping around.
smack it, rub it down.
No, that's the wrong
Can y'all
song.
repeat
brother.
after me? Can y'all say, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you play this, Sean? Doom, 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 doom.
Come on, Sean.
Doom, doom. That's all good. So it's all good. So here we go. Ever since I was 3 out, I've been singing this song. The main attraction doing Michael Jackson, the life of the party, y'all. Not a girl will worry, but perform it for free. Give me a hand and a pat on the head, never taking me seriously. But I'm gonna have a voice in this world, share my songs for years to come. Go ahead, give me my star on Hollywood Walk. I'm gonna have this the part when you sing boom, 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 boom. Yeah, doom, 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 doom. Hey, I ain't gotta be famous to be a superstar. People think you need money and the riches to validate who you are. I just like performing, and when people see, they're caught in the moment, trapped in every song, and they can't take their eyes on me. But I'm gonna have a voice in this world, share my songs for years to come. Go ahead, give me my star on Hollywood Walk. I'm gonna have a voice in this world. Thank you, brother. Yeah. Thank you so much. Just a little light.
That's Robbie and Black Jacket Symphony tonight in Pell City. We think it's no limit on tickets, so go check it out on the Black Jacket Symphony website. Since it's a lakeside, do you like outdoor performances?
I do.
You do?
But inside the
Boy, I bet you sweat though
that's
running
what I'm
around
saying.
that
The air
stage.
conditioner keeps my makeup looking nice.
Also,
Hey, can we get a back shot of the head though? Because you've got Prince's symbol. Look at this.
Yeah.
You gotta stick with the theme of the show, of the moment.
Boy, that is detailed. Whoever did that work, that's pretty incredible.
Thank you. Shout out
He did
to Miss
himself.
Monica.
Oh, Miss Monica
I
did
can't take credit for Miss Monica.
Did she do me?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, good.
Give the price is right.
Get a next round put on there.
Yeah,
Rocky.
what theme would you put on there, Rockstar?
Yeah, what theme would you put on there?
Robbie.
Oh,
I guess.
No way.
Property of Robbie.
No way.
So it's Hello Robbie, RAHBI.com to book him or get more details. Any original music anywhere on Spotify or anywhere?
All over, yes.
All over. So you
it's
can.
on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you stream your music, that's where you'll find Robbie. Just type in RAHBI.
Always brought to you by the Floribama Fishing Rodeo this weekend. Weigh in today 2 to 7. Weigh in tomorrow 12 to 7. And then finally the awards on Sunday at the Floribama Yacht Club. Get in, see all the fine folks at Floribama all weekend long.
Man, that was fun. That was a fun segment. I enjoyed that. For some reason, I sound like Hoda on the Today Show after hours or something now. But
Coming back, the world's biggest chocolate chip cookie.
that's it. What a way to go into the weekend. We're back with you Monday, 9 a.m. Central Time. Don't forget 12:30 Central today. Our new Pennant Grace with E.G. and Ush. That'll be live today. Also, a new Uncorked European version is out. Disrupt the Media, The Next Round on YouTube. Like, subscribe everywhere. Until next time, God bless you. God bless America.